for it.
Let me get you situated here. Pants, you have the option of whichever camera you feel like using.
We're live?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Chris Griffin's running the camera? Oh my God.
You all right?
All right, before we start today, I got to start out with a happy birthday.
I'll leave you alone.
Happy birthday to my favorite person in the building. Sorry, everybody else. It's Jessica Smith's birthday, so happy birthday to you, Jess. Hopefully you're watching somewhere, and if you're not, everybody else knows that it's your birthday today. I'm joined today by
Nick Wright.
Oh my God, I thought Larry Wheels was supposed to be here. What are you guys doing over there? We don't have a budget for Larry Wheels?
Same thing. I'm the discount Larry Wheels.
Oh my God, this is gonna be terrible. Here today, bench pressing with Nick Wright. He said it's been about a year since he last bench pressed.
So it might actually be terrible.
Why haven't you bench pressed in a little while?
Just
Give us the excuses, go for it.
Okay, so no, literally, I hit 405, which was a goal of mine at 200 pounds. I did a cut down to 182 and hit it again at that body weight. And I think just the wear and tear of benching heavy while doing a cut just started agitating my AC joint. And I just pushed through it instead of like backing off, and just gradually got worse and worse and worse until like it just really hurt to get under a barbell. And everything else feels fine. I pressed the 150 dumbbells recently, and shoulder pressing feels fine. It's just flat barbell, so stayed away from it.
So he hit a bench that I hit in high school, and he thought he meant the peak, the pinnacle of powerlifting, and so he retired from bench pressing. But we're pulling you out of retirement today, buddy.
I'm here.
And we're gonna get back on the bench. Let's show people how to bench. I saw your form yesterday on the squat, and it was awesome. I'm imagining that your bench form is pretty good. So why don't you walk us through a setup on a bench?
All right. Man, it's been years.
And maybe I got a twist on some things here.
Been years. So what I like doing personally, which worked for me, I'm a heels down kind of a guy. I can't do the toes.
Does your girlfriend know about this? Okay.
She's right there with the camera.
All right.
So I do heels down, and I do a wider stance for me because personally I feel the wider the stance helps me drive my glutes into the floor for better leg drive, and it also stops me from having my butt shoot up.
Is the leg shave important, or is that just
That is from being Native American on my mother's side. I'm bald.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the Potawatomi tribe. No hair on the body. But so yeah, wider stance, flat heels, and I set my footing first. Then I fell back, get my grip on the bar before I do anything. Now, I'm not sure where it's gonna feel good today, but when I was benching regularly, I liked a wider grip, middle finger on the rings here.
Got it.
And then I would then pull myself up, feet stay planted. I have not moved my feet once. Pull myself up, dig my traps into the bench, like so, then set the butt down. And I was one of the big archers, wide grip big archer. And that was my stance there. And then when I had a lot of weight on the bar, I would pop the hips up to unrack it, just helps the leverage a little bit, then sit the hips back down.
Trying to do anything with your elbows on the way down, or you're kind of letting them go where you want them to go?
So I actually heard a good tip one time, I forget where, when specifically for archers with the wider grips, having your upper arm actually stay in line, more or less in line with the barbell, is a good way to track. If you're a flatter bencher or you have a narrower grip, obviously, then you want to go more traditional and tuck a little bit more.
Right.
But specifically for an archer and a wider grip.
I think it was Eric Spoto that was pointing that out quite a bit.
Yeah, Eric had some great tips. I've watched all of his stuff.
He arches pretty well.
And so when I come down, it's just lowering the elbows down. You want the elbows to stay underneath your hands.
Yeah.
And I lower the bar down to about the bottom of my chest. And it looks a little flared out from my end, but this is where it's the most comfortable. Again, if I was doing flat back and a closer grip, then I probably want to tuck just a little bit more. But for this position, it stays pretty damn safe.
Yeah, so again, he's not trying to overemphasize tucking the elbows in real hard because he's out a little wider, and that will put him in a weird position. If he tucks his elbows in real hard with a wide grip, it's not going to go so great.
Right.
I'll give you guys a little bit of, let's just jack this part up here a little bit. Show you guys a little bit of what I do, which is not too different than what he does, except for what he does was excellent. That was a great demonstration, but I just benched a little differently. And the main reason is because I can't arch as well as he's able to arch, and so therefore I don't even attempt to go as wide. But I like to have the same ritual, the same routine every single time that I bench press. So I just sit down on the bench. I like to always kind of relax, even when it's a big weight on the bar. I like to relax, kind of think about what I'm gonna do, and then I like to just drop back here. I always like to establish what a flat back would feel like. So some people can do that by raising their feet up on the bench, and they can get their lower back totally touching the bench press, like I'm doing here. Or if your feet are down and you don't want to put your feet up on the bench, you can still kind of feel that this would not be the most ideal position to bench press from, because we don't have the shoulder blades set. In order to bench press big weight, it's going to take a long time, and the only way we're going to be able to do this for a long time is to stay healthy. The only way we're going to be able to stay healthy is to make sure the integrity of our shoulders is always protected. So the way that we're going to protect it is we're going to grab the barbell. I like to grab the bar here. I'm totally flat. My head is just about in line with the top of the bench press. That's usually a good barometer for me. The top of the bench press and my head are aligned, and sometimes this weight is like actually in line with my eyes. Right now it's like a little bit lower than my eyes, but that's a good spot for me. And now I'm going to set my feet. I'm going to kind of wiggle them into position. I'm always a little crooked because I got a weird hip on one side, but I do my best to try to keep those evenish. And then I force the knees out, and now I'm going to set the shoulders here. I'm going to use the bar. At SuperTraining, we always use the bar to set everything up on bench, on squat, on deadlift, so I'm going to pull myself in, and now I'm here. Nothing too crazy. I'm not trying to really do anything with my lower back. It's just happening. I'm just getting a further arch in the lower back just from going like that. And now the chest is up. Now I'm going to take the weight out, and a little bit different than what Nick was doing, I'm going to aggressively bring the elbows in a little bit because I don't have that same arch. And I like to try to keep everything tight. I like to actually kind of pull everything in with my biceps and my back. So those of you that aren't great at bench pressing, I'd like you to really practice this. Bring the weight down, and as it starts to get closer to your chest, rather than just like letting it drop, try pulling it in. Pull it in, press it. Pull it in, press it. Keep those elbows in tight. Keep your head in good position. Now for me, I tend to move my head too when I got bigger weights on there. So I'll kind of go like this, where I go boom. It's kind of a timing thing. That's something that I've done for a long time. I kind of almost like drop the weight on my body, let some of that weight dissipate onto my body, and then I pull tight, and then I push as hard as I can. But that's just something that I do, and it helps me to get a little more momentum into the weight. You should probably just keep your head back. It's kind of a little bit more of an advanced move, moving the head around. Keep your head back, and then you actually want to press your head into the bench press, especially as you start to struggle and start to strain. It can increase your lockout, increase your neural drive, and you can press through it a little bit easier.
And if anyone cares, nowadays a lot of federations are making it a law where you have to keep your head on the bench.
Right.
Like USAPL, IPF. So if you want to compete, that is something to just consider. And actually, I think the IPF has it so you have to stay heels down too.
Right.
Which they might be changing, but.
What do your warm-ups typically look like when you're trying to lift something heavy?
Less is more, but with the bench, I do like a little bit of extra warm-up just because it takes a little bit longer, I feel, to get pressing warmed up than it does, say, squats. So for me, I'd always just do a little bit of rear delt warming up with the bands, very light, just to get the shoulders warmed up and moving. Jump into the bar. I usually take the bar twice, just a quick set. I don't really count 5 reps,
All right,
8 reps. And then I just go plate by plate.
And do you do some reps as you're working up, or?
Yes, I do reps all the way up until about 275. I'll do about 2 reps with 275, 2 or 3 reps quickly, and then from there it's all triples. I mean, sorry, it's all singles.
Right.
What?
And right here, do you go right to a plate, or you go to a quarter first?
I go right to a plate.
Yep. Let's see if we have some collars on that other bench, maybe. Something to keep in mind, something that's really, they're around here somewhere.
I got one, there's another one over here.
Something that's really important to keep in mind is in your warm-ups, it's really, really crucial that your warm-ups matter the most as you get closer to your max. And so if you want to work your way backwards for the day, let's just say your max is 300 pounds, or let's say your working weight for the day is 300 pounds, you'd want to work your way backwards on what your attempts are going to look like. So your last warm-up probably shouldn't be 275. In my opinion, from 275 to 300 is a little bit of more of an advanced lifter jump. So I would go, somewhere in between that. So your last warm-up would be like 285 if your working weight was going to be 300. And then you want to work your way backwards from there. Don't just do what's convenient. going by the plates and the 45s and 25s, stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually broke it up into small jumps. Like I would do 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate. I'm sorry, 1 plate, 2 plate. Then I start breaking up to make it smaller, just to get extra warm in. So I'd do 2 plates and a quarter. Then I do 3 plates. Then I'd really break it up. I do 3 plates and a 10, so 335.
Right.
Then 365, then 385, then 405.
Right.
So a lot of small jumps.
Yeah, and if you don't do that, a lot of times you go for the 405 and your body's not ready for it.
It shocks you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Totally shocks you. Half of it's mental too.
Yeah. When you're practicing and you're working on trying to hone in your form and technique, it's always good to have someone lift off to you so that way, you know, right here I'm locked in, but because I'm so locked in, it's kind of hard to unrack. So even with 135, it's just safer if I have Nick hand it out to me. Up. Trying to bring the elbows in on the way down, forcing the elbows out on the way up, breaking the bar is like what we like to call it. You're breaking the bar on the way down, breaking the bar, and then spreading the bar apart as you come back up.
What's also important too with spotting, I found, is definitely take a second to make sure you know what your partner likes lift-off wise. Do they count to 3? Do they just say up? Do they breathe? Because that's important. Also, what I like doing is if I'm spotting someone brand new, I'll have them kind of hold a fake bar, like no bar in their hands, just to show where they start their rep. So I have an idea of where to bring it out to. Because the last thing you want to do is jerk someone off the bench or like push the bar too far forward on them or not far enough.
You said jerk someone off.
I knew that was coming.
You're welcome, internet.
That is one of the last things you want to do when they're benching. It's not false.
Yep, there you go. That wide grip. Nice. Ooh. Plate or quarter?
Do 2 plates.
All right.
What are you benching these days, raw?
Raw. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can throw something on there today and just kind of see.
Oh boy.
I don't think I'm too bad off. I don't think I'm in too bad a shape.
I think you're in fantastic shape.
Oh, thank you. You were complimenting me on my looks a lot yesterday. I didn't know what was going on with that.
Should I dial that back down?
Up.
Easy.
Yep. Feels good. Feels good. Whew. Nothing blew out yet, so I'm feeling good.
So far, so good. Duct tape's holding up.
Once you switched into doing more powerlifting stuff, did you start putting on more gear, start putting on more equipment?
Yeah, I actually never used wrist wraps ever because in my head I just didn't need them. And I hear that a lot. People are like, I don't need wrist wraps, like my wrists are fine. I benched, when I was bodybuilding, I benched up in the mid 300s, 345-ish, with no wrist wraps, no pain. Now, I still don't have any pain, and I still don't need them technically, but I think it's smart. I think it's longevity. I mean, your wrists are a tiny little joint. They're supporting all this weight multiple times a day, a week. So it's like you don't want to be 60 and have your wrists hurting because they were supporting weight so much. So, yeah, I just use these early off, too. I use them while I'm warming up. It just, preservation's key, man. It's a small joint. No reason not to use them.
Right. Kind of just makes you feel stronger, you know, if nothing else, right? There you go. Nice. Moving smooth. Good work. Ooh. So here's where you'd go to 275, you said, right?
Yes. Sorry, pants. That's a high frame rate
quarter. What?
Whatever you think is cool. Yeah, 275.
One thing I always say about, you know, wearing wrist wraps or any sort of supportive gear, obviously here at Slingshot, we're going to promote the hell out of that kind of thing, right? You don't need it, right? There's been a lot of people who've been strong over the years without it. But I always say just protect yourself before you wreck yourself. Additionally, things work upstream and downstream. If you're starting to getting a lot of elbow pain, a lot of times that's coming from your shoulder. So you might want to try something like a slingshot. A lot of times if you're getting like wrist pain, that might be coming from you not being able to get in proper position with your shoulder, so you might need to stretch more. And there's a lot of different things And wearing a wrist wrap, I have found, has actually helped protect my elbow and help make my whole arm feel better. Because especially because of the way that I wrap, I tend to wrap kind of I get a good surface area wrapped up, and it just seems to make me feel stronger and feel better for the whole lift.
I found that with squats too, even. Any elbow pain or shoulder pain I get with squats tends to feel better after wrapping up, even like on low bar squats, so.
Oh yeah, squats. Yeah, because your wrist is really bent back on a squat.
I've trained people with that too. Like I've had them do low bar squatting, they complain that elbows or wrists are hurting, and have them throw on some wrist wraps, let them borrow mine. And
Right, makes a big difference.
it does, right away. Stability. Craziest thing too is you can use the code NICK10 on their site for a discount. It's nuts. It saves a lot of money.
Damn, why are you doing that?
It's like Black Friday every day.
Why are you giving away all this free stuff? So I like to kind of go casual on the first go around, and then I'll come back and I grab like this and I tighten her up. I squeeze out some extra juice here, and I come back and I like to end here. I like to end kind of up top. That way it makes a little bit of a cast, and that way my hand can't rotate back too far. If I was doing Olympic lifting, or even if I was doing a squat, I would actually want my wrist to rotate back at least a little bit, especially get in good position. But here on the bench, you want to keep it locked in. 3 reps.
All right.
Up.
Easy. Empty bar.
There we go. Feeling good.
Hell yeah. I'll take a lift off for these now. One thing I like, and I don't know if this is good or bad, it's just something I like, is I found lifting my weight off myself up to a pretty heavy weight, I tend to feel a little bit better myself. I feel a little more locked in that way.
You feel it made you stronger maybe too a little bit?
I think it did, yeah. I think it did.
It's just static, you know, it's kind of a static hold, you know?
For sure, and I think it does something confidence-wise too. Like, you get very familiar with the weight very early on, and you get familiar with handling it.
Right.
Whereas if you rely on a spotter all the time, it's very easy to like make that weight suddenly feel like 1,000 pounds when the spotter lets go, and now it's all on you.
You don't usually lift with a spotter, right?
When I do max outs, I do.
Oh, okay.
I like getting lift offs for heavy stuff.
Right.
I think it's just efficient and safe. All right.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, up.
Thank you.
Good speed.
It's a foreign movement to me these days.
You ever mess around with doing like speed work and stuff like that for bench press as well, or you mainly do like progressive overload type stuff?
Both. I've never gotten too heavy into like bands and stuff like that, though I think they are good.
Yeah.
What helped me the most, honestly, was really working on a lot of pause work. Long pauses, spoto pressing, even like tempo negatives, pausing and then exploding up. For me, that was the biggest thing. I think that helps so many people just in general. Switching to just like a...
Before we jump here, let's show people what a spoto press looks like.
Okay.
Want me to do a set, or you want to do it? I'll do it. You talk me through it.
You do it.
Yep. So this was created by legendary
Eric Spoto.
Eric Spoto.
Best bench presser in the world.
Hell yeah.
So this is designed to build up your control and power at the bottom. So you see Mark's gonna lower the weight down controlled, stop it about an inch above his chest, even just slightly under an inch, but you just don't want it to be touching your chest. That's the biggest thing. You can go as close as you possibly want. It can be a millimeter off your chest, as long as it's not touching your chest. And you wanna control it and control it to a stop. And what this is gonna do is, it's forcing him to hold the weight in his hands and in his arms and stay controlling the weight 100% at the weakest point. The weakest point of the rep is always the bottom. It's the hardest part to get back up, obviously. That's why when you do a pause rep, you're suddenly weaker if you don't practice pause reps. So now you push it a step further. When you stop the weight from touching your chest, now the weight can't rest on your body. Because when you let it rest, that helps you preserve some energy. So now you're holding it up, your arms are starting to get shaky, they're getting really tired, your chest is getting fatigued because everything's supporting that weight down here for so long at the weakest part, and then you have to fight it back up. And when you can get strong enough to control that weight and still launch it back up with speed, when you finally go back to touching your body and doing a real pause, it's gonna feel like butter.
It's amazing how smart some of these lifters are, just like intuitively.
Yes.
Because Eric, I don't think he had a real reason for it. He's just doing it because it felt good.
Yeah.
And the reversal part of the bench press, actually the squat as well, is the most important part of the most important piece of the puzzle to be strong.
Yeah.
If you can violently reverse the weight with a lot of power, then you're going to be able to make most of your lifts. And Eric was amazing at that. And he would stop it. It looked like a machine.
It was like pistons. It was amazing.
It was ridiculous the way he was able to do it.
It was amazing. And so I've told people this a lot. You see all the time, you see when somebody fails a weight, it's usually right here, like halfway up, they start tilting, they do this. Everyone immediately assumes their lockout must be weak because they failed right at the lockout. But what it tends to be half the time is it's not your lockout, it's the bottom portion of your rep is really weak. A lot of people, especially when they do touch and go, they bounce. Even if it's a controlled touch and go, there's still going to be a stretch reflex. You're still relying on some momentum at the bottom there to get you those first few inches of the way up. And what happens is that momentum runs out halfway up, and then it's all in your muscles. But now you've built no strength and power from here, and your muscles give out. And this is why you get stuck here. So it's not actually your lockout half the time. It's usually lack of strength from the bottom. So to counter that, you would add in these, for an example, or even just start with like
something
a long
where you
pause.
stop the momentum.
Yep, pause, build that strength, explode.
What kind of weight do you want on here? You want 285 now?
We can do 3 plates. Unless you want to do 285.
No, I'm down for 3 plates. I'm trying to get some weird plates on this side versus that side. Does that ever bug you? It bugs me.
Yes, it does.
Oh man,
I don't like that.
I'm having trouble.
We can mix this around a little bit. Let's feng shui this.
Here, wait. I think there's some right here. Hold on.
Kind of shoddy operation you run here, Mark.
Yeah. Got this guy.
It's also always about the fat plates too. Actually, the fat plates always looks way cooler.
Yeah, we got to get these. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna lose these fat plates. Hey, you want to hold the bar there for a second? We have weighed these plates. Unfortunately, I wish we never did. Some of them are way off, high and low.
That's why I usually just use fake plates.
Fake plates?
The best way to boost your bench up for anybody of any build, fake plates.
One more wheel?
Yep.
Got to go across the gym for this one. There we go.
All right.
Clanging and banging.
No sweeter sound.
That's great for the audience.
Audio's just peaking.
Throw some grunting in there, and it's weightlifting or sex.
Every dislike's from somebody with headphones right now.
That's right. People are getting upset.
All right, let's see.
Bench once a week or twice a week?
When I was doing it, twice a week was the sweet spot. I would sometimes go to 3 times a week, but I really like twice a week.
If you guys have any questions popping through, we can take a couple.
All right.
1, 2, 3 up. Release. Here you go, Nick. Nice. Good.
It's feeling good.
I'll get you in the racks. You don't have to worry. I'll pull you in.
Cool. Yeah, that's kind of like habit. It's a bad habit, but.
Well, it's probably because you end up training by yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think I did 315.
Oh,
yet.
no, you didn't.
Yeah. Trying to sabotage me. You ever wear a belt when you're bench pressing?
You know, I've tried wearing a belt, and I really don't like it.
Does it mess up your breathing, you feel like?
No, I think it's because I have such a small torso, honestly. I think it hinders my arch. Because like my spine only has so much distance to bend. So when you put like the belt, it's like a brace and it straightens it out. So no matter how low I try to pull it, I just can't arch as tight with a belt on. So I've tried it multiple different times, different belts, I'm just better without it.
I'm ready. Where's the camera though? Is it out wide? I mean, is it out wide enough? I don't know. I don't know where I'm at.
If you just sit down at the bench.
Right.
How intense should each bench day be in your week?
How intense?
Yeah.
Well, you know, intensity in technical terms refers to the weight that's on the bar. Every workout you do, you should be lifting like a motherfucker though. So every workout that you do should be fairly intense. Intensity though, the weight on the bar, you can't bench press max weights every single week. So to answer your question, you should be going hard all the time. You should be pushing as hard as you can, but you may have a day that's light, percentage based. Maybe it's like 60% of your max, or on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 6 or a 7. in terms of like perceived effort. And then also you might have a day that goes a little further than that, where it's like a 7 or an 8. But really, to get towards like true maxes and maxing out, I don't think maxing out is a great idea to do all that often. I think you don't want to be testing your strength, you want to be building your strength. And so those are some things to kind of think about. A lot of times, a lot of people, they'll come to me and they'll say, oh man, my bench is really, really stuck. And I'll say, okay, what are you stuck at? And they'll say 315. I'll say, okay, well, what have you been doing? They're like, I've been trying 315 for the last, 2 months.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, that clearly doesn't work.
That's a huge mistake.
Let's try to lift, 265 for 5 sets of 5, or 3 sets of 5, or something like that. Find a weight that's manageable, that you can do under control with good solid form. Once you're able to kind of prove that to yourself, you can start to use a little bit more weight each week and maybe knock off a rep. What are some of your thoughts?
I agree with everything you said. I think as far as not doing your max every week, so important. Like when I was building up to the 405 bench, I started off week 1 was like something like 63% of my max, I think, just for 4 sets of 4, something really easy and simple, just to get things moving, get some speed going.
What's the most weight that you did during that training cycle?
It would build up gradually, but I mean, it stayed pretty light. It stayed under 300 pounds, I think, the first 3 weeks of that. And then even the next few weeks leading into that, it was still around 315, that range. Considering the outcome was 405, that was still, I wasn't going crazy. And only the final like 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it did we start adding up to like 365, 385. But even then, I didn't go in and just try 405 a bunch of times and fail it. I still, I worked up to 365 on a day, then backed off and did my sets. Then next week, I built it up to 375 or 385. So it was a gradual build up. Then finally, when everything was peaked and built up like a pyramid, then I hit the 405.
So you didn't even try anything that was, you didn't even try 405 until it was time to actually do it.
No,
right?
You want to look at your max like it's like your only real loaded round of ammunition you have.
Right.
And every workout before that, those are like your blanks. So you don't want to go and shoot your only shot without warming up. Take some target practice first, get warmed up, then, but yeah, save that. That's your wild card. You don't want to use that too early, because otherwise you'll blow out your CNS and you won't be able to lift anything. And that's why if you ever do hit a nice max and you feel good and you try to go into the gym the next week, you can't even get half of it up. It's just because your CNS you hit that max point.
Right. Treat the max like a pretty woman, they say. If you try to pull them close to you, they want to run away.
Yeah.
The more that you want it, the less likely you are to get it. So just try to, play it cool and try not to pay attention to it. And you'll get stronger.
And then smash it.
And then smash it. There you go. Give him a little belt boner here. Yep. Oh, yep. 1 rep.
Let's go. Easy.
Up.
Easy.
Woo. Oh.
Cruising.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
What do we got, 285?
Let's do a, no, I did
Oh, you did 315, right? 335, 325?
335.
335.
Feel it out.
3 plates and a 10.
First time touching 300 pounds on a bench since, October 2018.
So you had a program that you were following.
Yep.
What did you do when you got in the gym? You started moving weight around. You got to 315, and 315 felt like it was 500 pounds.
Like during my program, or you just mean in general?
Yeah, during your program, or even what you would do in general, what you would suggest to somebody.
If you go for a certain weight and it just feels way too damn heavy?
Yeah, like you're warming up and it's pretty clear, maybe you're sick or you're just not feeling it for whatever reason, yeah.
Honestly, what I like to do on those days is I like to switch it over to RPE, rate of perceived exertion. Basically, to make it really simple, just go by feeling. And what I would do if I have a really bad day, and I actually talked about this recently in a video, if I have a bad workout and I have to do working sets that I have in mind, I like to warm up to a single that is heavier than what my working sets are. Not a max though. And I just feel it out. I feel it out until I hit a single that I can hit pretty smooth. I don't want to go into grinder mode. It should be a single you can hit nice and pretty. That's heavy enough to where when you back down afterwards, those working sets feel a lot easier.
Right.
That's what I do personally. Because if you know you're feeling rough and everything's feeling heavy, the working sets are going to feel heavy. By hitting a weight that's a little bit heavier than them first, that heavy single, it's going to make your working sets feel that much easier when you drop back down to them. And that's like a good trick I found just to make moving weight feel a little bit better on an off day. Outside of that, man, you just got to focus on getting the work in. Like, bad days happen. Don't overthink. Don't get stressed. Don't think, oh, I'm not making any progress. If it's one bad day, do what you can to get through that workout efficiently and safely. And just plan to have a better workout the next time. If it starts being a normal thing, multiple bad workouts, then maybe you need to go back to the drawing board.
Something's off with your program in general. Something I've done over the years is I might audible to more reps. So let's say I had a 3x3 plan. And I'm supposed to use, this weight, and I'm warming up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is feeling awful. I might just say, hey, you know what? Like, let me see if I can handle this weight. I'll pick a weight that's much, much lighter than what I had for the 3 sets of 3. And I'll just see, let me see if I can do 5 or 6 reps. And I might try to duplicate that for 2 or 3 sets. And that might be it. I might shut it down after that and then move into assistance exercise and just be like, I don't really know what happened on the bench today. I'm just going to chalk it up to some freak thing.
Right.
Hopefully next week I come back and I can kick some ass. But at least I got some work in.
Exactly. Yeah, just get the work in. Make sure you get the work in. It's the biggest thing.
We got another question popping through?
Yeah, how do you find your grip? How do you know what's a good optimal?
How do you find your grip, Nick, Wright?
I would say the first way.
Because you're out wide and I'm in closer.
Right. I would say it's a trial and error thing. I think the biggest key is what I like telling people to do is start with the ruffled guideline of ring finger on the rings. And that should be a very loose guideline because every barbell is different, every build is different. But that's just a good general way to start. And then from there, you can feel it out and play with it. And if that feels off and you bring your grip in just ever so slightly and you feel like that feels better, well, okay, maybe you're better for a closer grip. Or vice versa, if wider feels better. For me, it's always been a trial and error thing. And of course, always practice this with really lightweight. Don't try to experiment with grip during heavyweight. That's my thing, just trial and error and finding what feels the best.
You're gonna just need to find, what feels the strongest to you. You may want to play around with occasionally training where you're weaker. I kind of suck out wide. But again, you're gonna want to do that with really light weights because you're gonna make sure you don't hurt yourself. What do you think about teabagging on the bench press when you're about to bench and the spotter starts to get up all in your
Totally
get
depends.
his junk on
Totally
your face?
depends. Is your spotter natural or enhanced?
Oh, okay.
Enhanced guys aren't. It's not so bad. It's not much.
It's not as bad. So what are you trying to say?
You get a natty guy spotting you, you're in trouble.
A natty guy who's old. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna be motorboating down there.
All right, ready?
Yep. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Up. Out. Release. Come on now. Here we go. Come on, Nick. Nice. Good. Smooth.
All right.
Smooth. You smashed that. That was great.
Thank you.
That looked fast still.
Feeling
So
all right.
Nick said he's never tried on some elbow sleeves, so we're gonna have him throw on some elbow sleeves on the next set.
Hell yeah. What did you put on, 365?
I put on a quarter. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
365 pounds.
When's the first time you hit 365 pounds?
When he was 12.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, I was probably like 14 or 15. I remember my teacher used to have us like get up in front of the class and like share stuff with people, and I said that I benched 365. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I was like 15. I can't remember the exact number, but I was super young, whatever the case is. And my teacher was just in total disbelief. He was like, I don't think you have the right like numbers. Like, he's like, you did 365 pounds, and I was like, well, it was 363 pounds because I competed in a powerlifting meet and they use kilos. And he was like, I just think there's something off with that. I was like, I can go to the school gym right now and do it, if you want.
This was before the days we could pull it up on an iPhone.
Yeah, he was in disbelief, but.
I had the opposite experience. My benches, I'm standing up for all the poverty benchers out there.
Yeah.
It took me 2 years of training to hit 135.
I always struggled a lot in the squat. The first time my brother, made me do some squats, my oldest brother, Mike, I was just bitching about how the bar was, the bar was killing my upper back. And he's like, no brother of mine's gonna be using that fucking pussy pad. And I was like, why not? It makes it softer.
That's awesome.
I was like, pussy pad? What the hell's a pussy pad? Here's how I like to wrap my wrists. Maybe before Nick goes on his next set, you can show you guys. So you can use these loops if you want, but I like to kind of grab here with these last 2 fingers. I pull across, and as I was mentioning a little earlier, I just kind of do it loosely the first go around.
You show this.
Do it kind of loosely on the first go around. And I kind of leave it like this. I like to get some coverage between my actual wrist. The biggest mistake I see people make is they'll wrap like up here, and then their actual wrist can move all over the place, and that's not going to really do anything. So you don't want to just wrap your wrist, you want to wrap your fist. Think about a boxer or a fighter. What do? They wrap their whole hand, right? They're trying to protect their entire hand and wrist as well, especially when they're like hitting a heavy bag, right? And so for us, we're trying to protect that wrist, and we're going to wrap up high on the fist and start to come down. And then we're going to work our way back up and finish off right there. Ba-bam.
The goal is to pretty much make your forearm and your hand one solid piece.
Yeah. One rep.
Let's go. Oh boy. Easy. Up. Let's go. Hit. Beautiful.
Oh. Still felt pretty good.
Easy.
Yeah.
No, not at all. You can
What,
get shots. Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Let me grab some chalk real quick though.
Let's get him.
You can get up
Let me get the right weight on here for him.
I
First.
try not to talk much because everything I say goes into the mic.
Want to do 355 or so first?
We'll do 365.
You good?
Yeah.
How many times per week should a newbie lift or bench?
I think more is better. I think.
Can you reiterate the question?
How many times should a newbie bench press throughout the week?
Thank you.
My personal take on it is more is better. I think frequency builds the bench, especially the bench, because it's the smallest of the big power movements. So unlike, especially the deadlift, and unlike the squat, you can recover from the bench a lot faster than you can everything else. And then frequency is your best friend. So what I found personally for me, like 3 times a week was a nice sweet spot. I'm somebody who doesn't do well under super high volume and frequency, but I know some people that bench 4 to 5 times a week. And not every session should be heavy. Obviously, you have one real heavy, maybe competition press session. Maybe your next session's lighter speed work, like you said, with reps. Maybe another session's just a variation, you know, like a spoto press with a lighter weight.
And if you're really new to bench, squat, deadlift, I agree with Nick. You know, getting that frequency in is huge. But don't always think of you have to go in and do a bench workout or a squat workout. You just practice, you know? You can get through a back session, or even to start out your whole workout, you can start off with some squats. Squat the bar, learn your stance, learn the game, really pay attention to like what shoes you want to wear when you're squatting, how wide your feet are your feet pointed straight, are they pointed out? When you're benching, like what grip are you going to have? And you can just play around with the bar, keep messing around with the bar, and keep you know, setting goals and thinking about the dreams and hopes that you have that you're going to one day bench 400 pounds, 500 pounds, whatever that weight is, and use a lot of frequency. So maybe just like he said, you have one day where you're going heavy, another day where you're going lighter, but you may also, in between all that, may have some days where you're just going in practicing, moving some weights around.
Cool.
Show us how you wrap the wrists before we...
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, well, I'll throw these on first, sorry.
Yeah. I've never used the elbow sleeves.
Got some strong elbow sleeves going on here. This is the right one. Stand up. The easiest way to get them on is to stand up and to kind of plunge into them here. So push towards the ground. There we go.
Cool. Hell
Good.
yeah.
I think you're in there.
Ooh, that's nice.
He's got those lunch lady triceps.
Oh, man. It's all synthol and IPA.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Sweet. And
Locked and loaded, buddy.
And you can get these on the site for 10% off as well with
There
the
you
code
go.
NICK10. Oh my
Oh, now
God.
you're totally getting mummified. You're gonna start looking like a. You're gonna start looking like me.
I'm looking like a real powerlifter now.
Yeah. Even starting to look like a pro wrestler. Can come off the top rope with the elbow. Never know.
This is like getting into equip territory now. All right, let's do this thing.
Yep. Come on now.
Ooh.
Come on, Nick.
All right, ready.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Up, out, release. Come on now. Here we go. Drive it. Drive it. You got it. Good. Clean. Smooth. Smooth.
Felt good.
Nice
Felt
work.
good for my first time back on a bench in almost a year.
It was great. That looked easy.
Being fluffy helps.
Another question. Do you ever consider going up to like
No, never.
Too fat?
Never. I'm a small dude, and I'm skinny by nature. I was 104 pounds freshman year, like that classic ectomorph. And it's a miracle that I've even made it to 200 pounds in my life. So like 250, I would just be so, I already have a round face as it is. I would look like a 45-pound plate.
I think you'd look great.
Thanks, Mark. No
I think
bias there.
You could have that kind of you're off the team look, you know?
Yeah. Man, especially after doing these bodybuilding shows though and blending strength with it, like I just appreciate looking, you know, fit and at least a healthy level of lean. You don't have to be shredded, but maintaining some physique while still maintaining strength. I think it's a good way to blend both worlds.
What do you like better, you think? Powerlifting or bodybuilding? From a training perspective.
Powerlifting for sure overall. Though I really have been enjoying like the bodybuilding style of training.
Right. I
like blending both of them in.
What about competing?
Oh man, it's like two different worlds.
Do you like being on the stage, flexing and stuff? Because when I saw you doing your routine and stuff, you were pretty like animated. It looked like you were.
Thank you. Yeah.
Looked like you enjoyed it.
I like that. I like that. I love the platform in powerlifting too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like apples and oranges, really.
Right.
But overall, I'd say strength has my heart just a little bit more, just because I think there's something so. It's like there's no high that compares to like smashing a huge PR, like a goal that
That
wasn't
feels amazing,
it wasn't
right?
based on some subjective judge deciding he likes this to look better. It's like you either lifted that weight or you didn't, and you had to work for it.
Yeah, with bodybuilding, you sometimes aren't sure why they picked the other person, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
It can be very all over the place.
it's a lot easier when it's very clear. Like the guy that beat me, it was very clear that
Right.
he should have smoked me. He was a national level competitor too, so.
Yeah. So I mean, I love both, and I like incorporating both lifestyles. But I think strength is always like where my obsession lies.
Strength is where it's at.
Yeah.
What did you start out with lifting wise?
Man, so 14 years old, freshman year in high school, first time benching, my max was 65 pounds. Threw 10s in the bar. I tried doing it for a double and failed. And then I worked my ass off trying to build that up, and all throughout my sophomore year, I stuck at 105, couldn't get there. It wasn't until my junior year, the day before Thanksgiving, where I hit 115, the 35s in the bar. Ooh. And then finally, like 2 solid years after training, I finally got the 45s on the bar. So
Right.
bench was always an uphill battle. Squat and deadlift was all right right off the bat. I don't remember my numbers, like around 300-ish pretty quickly.
What do you think made you stick with it? I mean, you started out so thin, and it sounds like you didn't start out, like a lot of times people gravitate towards things they're already good at, and you were gravitating towards something that was probably a pretty big weakness, right?
Yeah, I think it was because it was a weakness. I think that's what made me so
fascinated
obsessed.
you. You're like, I'm not very good at this.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like the things that I did have like a natural talent for, I couldn't care less about, like music and stuff. Like I love doing music now, but like as a kid, like I never got into music, despite having like a knack for that,
Yeah.
art, stuff like that. But I was always so damn tiny, and I was always so weak. I'd lose any fight when I was like that small, like just getting punched around. And I didn't really care about fighting, obviously, because the answer to that is to get into fighting. But I just didn't like the weakness, the lack of power, the lack of
You
strength.
didn't want to be picked on in the first place.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
You
And
didn't
then-
want someone to think they could beat you up.
And even just in day-to-day stuff, you know, like little random things, like your family member, like your mother or someone goes and asks like your older cousin to like help her lift something, and
Oh.
you're sitting there like 12 years old, like, well, I can help, I can do it too.
I think that's like what most people are after, getting in the gym. You think they're after just kind of maybe feeling a little bit more substantial?
Probably, and I think it's something that should be treaded on carefully though, because I think if you're fueling everything from an insecurity like that, it can become very dangerous really quick.
Yeah, you said you didn't know your identity. You felt
Exactly.
like without like bodybuilding or powerlifting, you didn't know what the hell to do with yourself.
Yeah, for a long time it was like that. And then also, you'll see it like people get so petty now. You'll see like these dudes with these great physiques, and they go knocking everybody and
Right.
talking shit, like just really petty, just because
Right.
there's no confidence inside of them. Deep down, they're still like that really skinny or overweight kid. So
Makes
I think
sense.
it's good to fuel goals off of things you don't have and want to get better at, but I think you should definitely do it
So
with a
maybe
balanced
like
mind.
you don't just seek improvement only in the gym.
Right.
Try to seek overall
Exactly.
growth.
Exactly.
Here we go. 405 pounds. Yeah, I should get some chalk, huh? Little magical chalk session. I should teach you how to play patty cakes with a chalk bowl.
You should.
You've seen me do that before, right?
Yeah, probably. You can show me.
I can show you. Ugh. There we go. Maybe try like 3 reps. Or
All right, let's go. Up. Come on. Strong. Boom. Easy. Warm up. Easy. Warm-up weight, come on.
I think that's on.
2 reps.
Whew. Felt good. You know, something to, you know, just take what's there. You know, you hear that in football. Football coaches will kind of say that, and you'll hear that. That's like a strategy, is like, just take what the defense will give you. Just take what the weights will give you on the given day. I may have been able to do an extra rep, but it also, form would have gotten ugly and the potential for injury is high, so.
Do we not have 35s in this
Hit
gym?
the double. No, and why do the 35s exist?
Dude, because they look way cooler than 25s and 10s.
Oh my God, 35s are embarrassing.
You know what's embarrassing?
You want to try a little bit more weight?
Yeah, we'll do 385.
There we go.
You know what's embarrassing? This. Okay, because this looks
25
like
and a 10.
this looks like small change. That was another funny thing. When I was like a young kid like that trying to get my bench up, I was so amped when I finally got to the 35s because I'd only been using like 10s and 25s, so I was like, wow, big plate. I was so excited.
Got pumped up for that 115-pound press.
Oh yeah, I was amped.
Get my shit out of your way here.
On this one, same lift off has been perfect, same thing. Just no hands hovering. If you could just like stay back like that. I'm always in the type where hands in front of me kind of throws me off.
Gotcha. Bars all ready, yo. 385 pounds. Here we go.
Always double check both sides. Even at a meet. I've had them mess me up at meets before.
Oh my God, that's the worst. Come on, Nick.
Yep, yep, yep. All right, ready.
1, 2, 3, up. Release. Come on, drive it. You got it. Good. Nice work. Woo. Good job.
Thank you.
Another clean press.
That was a good initiation back, man.
That looked good. Not far off.
Yeah.
What have you been doing to keep your pressing strength?
Dumbbell pressing. Crazy carryover. Like this is, I don't do math. Whatever percentage 385 is of 405, that was the percentage right there. After not benching for a year, but it's because I've been going crazy with dumbbells. I did the 150s for a set of 5 the other day on flat, and then the 140s for a set of 4 or 5 on incline, and it's nuts, man. It's just kept the pressing strength up all around. It carried over to the barbell really well.
Nice. One thing I think happens with dumbbells is like you typically just don't do as much. Maybe the overall volume ends up being a lot, but you don't typically do as much work. Like most times with dumbbells, people do like 2 or 3 sets.
Right.
Meanwhile, on the regular bench press, people are doing 6 sets, 8 sets, and you can make an argument like maybe we're overdoing it over here.
Yeah, and I think there's also something to be said about just the difference in dumbbells as a movement. Like I've actually incorporated, when I designed my own lean strength program, I incorporated dumbbells as an accessory, which isn't super common for power like strength movements, but I honestly feel like the stability you're getting in trying to stabilize and balance them, because they can go either which way. So that's going to build a lot of strength and stability in the shoulder, the lats, the chest, and then also having to stabilize them on their way up, not let them fall this way or that way, builds a lot of tricep in a slightly different way, I think, than the barbell does. And I think that carries over beautifully to this.
Gonna throw on a slingshot for this next set.
Oh boy.
Get in a little bit more reps maybe. I have our belt on here. It's a 10mm strong belt, and I like this belt a lot because if you kind of feel this, you were wearing one of our belts yesterday, but this one is really like loose and bendy, and
like
I like that
in.
because it fits. Yeah, it's already like pre-broken in. It fits me really well and just kind of shapes my body real well. So I like it for. And then also just my back could sometimes be a little funky on the bench, so I like to throw on a belt. Oop. First ramps. How have you, if at all, how have you incorporated slingshot, the actual slingshot, into some of your workouts?
Recently, I haven't incorporated too much with programming, just because just the way my programming has been, I haven't had a need to. However, I did use it religiously, building up to a lot of my PRs over the past. Like I remember, for a specific example,
I remember seeing a lot of videos of you wearing it years ago.
I love it. 365 was a huge milestone at one point. that I've been chasing for a while. It was like one that I'd failed multiple times.
So you hit 365 in a slingshot
I did,
first.
and I hit it for a single first. Then the next workout, I hit it for a double, and it worked, and I kept building up like that until finally I got to a point where I tried it raw, and it felt good. And for a number of reasons. One, you get the overload effect, obviously, of moving weight with some assistance. It's like assisted reps. And then two, man, the biggest thing is just the confidence it builds in holding that kind of weight.
Yeah,
over
when you
your
see the
hands.
weight on there, you're like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
And feeling it. It's like,
Right.
it's nuts. Like, I think the biggest psych out on a bench is when you first unrack it, because just feeling
Oh,
how
that's
heavy
what
it is in
it
your
is, yeah.
hands psychs a lot of people out. So when you can get used to that with the slingshot first, oh my God, it's so.
It feels like the weight's gonna cut you in half.
Yep. And I used it again for 385, I believe, too. So
Nice.
it's been a big staple.
Throw this guy on. Figure out which way we go here.
What kind of feedback have you gotten on the slingshot for wide gripped archers? Is it a little bit tougher for them to use?
Yeah, so sometimes there's like maybe some female lifters that go out really, really far and they barely move their arms.
Yeah.
The slingshot works by being, it's attached to your elbow. So the more that your elbow moves, the more that you're gonna feel that stretch and feel some of that relief. It's gonna take off some of the weight for you. So if you bench with a crazy arch and you kind of only go like this, you're not gonna feel the slingshot quite as much.
Right.
So I might need a bigger one. Or maybe this one
Size
works.
super swole.
Well, I just have these sleeves on, so I can't tell. Oh yeah, here we go. Bam. There we go. Ready to rock. And have you tried the different slingshots on, the blue and the
Yeah.
yellow?
I
and
actually still like the blue the best.
yeah,
Maybe just because it was the first one I used and just got so used to it.
right.
But I love
it's
the
a little
blue one.
easier to use. This one is stronger.
Right, that was the
so
other
it's
thing
like
too.
more restrictive. And for you, with that elbows out, you're not elbows out, but the arch that you have, letting your elbows kind of fall natural where they
Yeah.
are. If this one is probably almost too much. Probably wants to pull your elbows in too hard.
Yeah, I noticed that. It would want to kind of pull my shoulders out a little bit.
Yep.
And I threw the blue on. It felt good.
Here we go.
Let's go.
So maybe do about 3 or 4 here.
Let's get it. Easy, easy. Up. Let's go. Come on. Oh, easy. Yep. Easy. Good
Yeah, that
shit.
felt good.
Good shit.
So you see what a difference that is. I did 2 reps as opposed to 4. And the reps were still good and the form was still clean. We'll have Nick throw on a slinger too. We usually wear like an XL.
Yeah. I'm almost tempted just to feel this out raw.
If you want, I'm right here for you.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
So this was my max. I paused this at when I weighed about 200 pounds, pretty clean. I got it for a real like kind of ugly grinder when I was 182. And yeah, so we'll just see if we can pop it up.
Where were you at this morning?
I haven't stepped on the scale this whole trip. I've been 190s. You know, after eating good while traveling, I might be 200 again. I think, you know, it's feeling like I'm 200.
Just spilled all over myself.
Drinking problem?
Yeah, making a mess of myself. Looks like I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. Speaking of sniffing glue, look at this guy.
That one's dead. New. I like the label new.
Knocked my mic around a little bit.
Whew.
Here we go.
Well, that was new.
Maybe you can, oh, never mind. Want some music?
Nah.
Little hype music?
I'm too
No?
cool. I'm too cool for music.
I'll just sing to you.
Just sing, just beatbox.
Here we go. Come on now.
Yep.
Come on.
Come on, big
Ready.
6-plate bench. Here
Let's
we go.
go.
1, 2, 3, up. Release. Come on now. Here we go.
Take it.
Way to work, man.
Good welcome back though, man. That I got further than I expected to. One little tip, I don't know if I should give it after failing a lift, but one tip that actually is helpful just in general for benching too, guys, is take a really big breath before you descend the bar. So like a lot of people get the bar and it's natural to kind of want to inhale as you lower it, but try this. Try getting the bar, deep inhale, hold that air, brace, then lower it. All the air in before you lower it. Then lower it, and the power you feel, it'll be night and day. Just try that one little difference.
Turn to the side here and stay on the bench. Do that again. I'm gonna show what you're talking about. Look at how much traps he's got going on here. How much rear delts he has going on here, right? That's a sign of a strong power lifter. That's why he's able to deadlift over 600 pounds, able to bench press over 400 pounds. You're actually kind of bench pressing off of your traps and off of your lats. And then in addition to that, you saw the squat yesterday, 6 plates in the squat.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, there's so many people that watch and they just, and maybe it's some of the message I promote, but like people are just trying to be fucking skinny all the time, but they want to be strong. And everyone's like, most of the people I see, they're counting their calories and everyone's on the same fucking diet. Everyone weighs about your weight, somewhere between your weight and like 205 pounds. They're not in the shape that you're in, and they're not the strength that you are. And they're all on a 2,000 calorie diet because they feel that they're too fat, but they want to be stronger.
God, it doesn't go hand in hand. You got to eat. You have to eat. I mean, it's like.
So you got to kind of chub out here and there, right?
Yeah, and you don't
fluff
have to.
up.
You don't have to get crazy. You don't have to go and get obese and look sloppy. But
so I messed up. You should have told me that years ago.
That's cool. You did it like in the 90s. It was different back then. Science didn't work the same way. But but yeah, you definitely need to be in a caloric surplus at the very least.
Right.
Be okay with putting at least a little bit of extra meat on.
How have you done it? Like, have you, at some point did you weigh like 160 and you kind of wanted everything to all happen at once, and then you just had to kind of realize, look, I'm gonna have to gain some fat when I want to be stronger?
Yeah, well, see, like I said, I was skinny to start, so I had no problem with going to the fat direction. And with me, I fell into the trap where eat more, gain more, lift more. Like to an extreme, but you get to a point where you're just putting on fat. It's not necessarily going to help you anymore.
Right.
A little bit extra fat can help your leverages, but it gets to a point where you just get too fat and it's kind of just weighing you down and your lifts aren't going up anymore. So, but I did that.
That number for me was 330 pounds.
I blew up to 206, which again, I'm only 5'8" and small dude. For me,
5'7".
I would have been 5'7". I'd have been like probably like 100, and if I didn't start lifting and eating, I'd probably be walking around like 140 pounds at most right now. Like I'm just that small build.
Right.
So 200 was like, might as well be like 300 for a guy with like my build.
Right.
I blew up to 206, and I was just like fat and sloppy. Lifts did go up, but I did notice like lifts went up beautifully all throughout the 190s, even right up to like that 198. 198 felt the best. Walking around 198, 200, lifts were great there. I noticed after that 203.
No extra benefit.
No, and that's when it started tipping to uncomfortable, like 203, 206. I started feeling sluggish now. Leverage just felt almost too cramped, and weights were no longer going up. I just felt sluggish. So
Seems like you've done it from so many different ways and so many different angles. Did you notice a difference with cleaner nutrition as opposed to like if it fits your macros type of deal?
Yeah, I did actually, because I noticed when I was doing my contest
Like a
prep.
clean bulk,
Right. I noticed when it really, because I was, again, when I was bulking up to 206, it was very like sloppy. I wasn't eating good. I was just eating a ton,
Right.
Typical cliche powerlifter move. When I did my contest prep, I made it a goal to maintain my strength, so I still kept my programming on point, my training on point while dieting down. And I noticed I felt fantastic in the gym because though I was on lower calories, it was just higher quality. A lot of like good quality foods, better micronutrients.
Right.
And yeah, no, definitely everything felt, and you feel more energized in the gym too. Like you do a set and you feel good and energized and lighter on your feet and ready to go. You don't feel like you're dying.
Right.
So.
Let's get a little more weight on there. We're gonna sling it one more time here.
Slang it.
I'll go to 455.
I'm just happy my shoulder held up through a 405 attempt.
Yeah, and that was a good attempt too.
Yeah, didn't feel too bad.
You got to fight against the weight for a little bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how long to let you fight.
Yeah, and I figured I'd just tell you when.
I think, you can do it kind of just how you feel. Like if you feel good enough to do another set, you can just go for it. Obviously, when you're lifting heavy, you need enough rest so that you can go back and repeat what you did, or even lift heavier than you did on the previous set. So if you don't rest enough, then you won't be able to make the lift. But I would say, if you're trying to time it and you want to be exact with it, like 3 to 5 minutes is normally okay. Might need a little bit longer rest from like a heavy squat or deadlift. Heavy bench should be 3-4 minutes without any problem. There's also, you can condense your training and you can do, like let's say you're gonna do like a 5x5 and you said you started out your program at 63%. If you start a program out with that light of a percentage, it actually is a great time to work on some conditioning, and you can force the rest interval to be a little shorter, you know, maybe like a 2-minute rest or something. But nothing that compromises form.
Yeah, I think it's also important to note that you want to make sure you give yourself at least those 3 to 5 minutes if you're doing really heavy weight.
Right.
Because it's funny, because like I would do heavy sets and I'd rest. And, you know, like your adrenaline's going and your blood's pumping. It feels like you just sat there for 5 minutes, and in reality, you maybe sat there for 1.5 minutes, and then you dive right back into the weight, and suddenly the set feels like death.
Right.
And you just let yourself rest those extra couple of minutes.
Right.
Like actually look at your phone or time it, and you feel like Superman the next time you get into that set. It really does do a wonder.
Right, and also keep in mind, if you're going to compete a flight in powerlifting, it might be a good 12 minutes from, you know, your next set, like your next attempt, right? So maybe in training you don't take 12 minutes, but you may want to prep for that as the meet comes closer and closer. Take 6 minutes, 8 minutes of rest, really just whatever you need to hit that next lift. Here we go, 455. Check the weight.
455.
Both sides, every time, no matter what.
Let's go, easy weight. Warm up weight.
Just gonna do a single.
Single, let's go, smoke it. Easy weight, easy weight. Up, come on. Up, good.
There we go. 455.
Smoked it.
All right. Love Nick throwing a slanger.
Slanger.
If you wouldn't mind, let's go for this 405 again.
Let's do it.
Show this 405 who's boss. What do you wear, XL?
XL. Last I checked. I don't know if it'll be different with the sleeves on or.
Yeah, it should be the same. You'll be good. I'll
Cool.
get you one. They're down here. The XLs are right there. Yeah, the blue.
Oh, sick. I'm not used to this like logo. Mine has that original slingshot logo on it.
Anything special before or after workouts from a meal perspective or pre-workout or anything like that you like to do?
I train fasted, so I don't eat anything pre-workout.
Oh, excuse me.
No, just personal preference. I feel better, but I just like obviously caffeine pre-workout, and then post-workout I do actually like getting protein in pretty quick.
Maybe a protein shake?
Yeah,
or
I like doing. What I do, I'll bring like a protein shake, just like 1 scoop of protein, because people tend to overdo protein. I do like 1 scoop of protein in a shaker and take that like right after I'm done with the training. Because sometimes I'll hang out at the gym and do cardio afterwards. I won't go right home, but I'll just take it right after the gym, and I feel better
kind of the
mentally.
same way I look at it is like between your last meal that you had before your workout and the next meal that you get, sometimes it's a long period of time, so why not have a quick protein
Exactly. And then and then I'll get home and then I'll have like a pretty big meal for post-workout.
Ready to rock? Wrist wraps?
Go. Oh yeah, I need wrist wraps, huh? Well, roll this real quick. I'll talk into this. Good. First time touching the flat bench in almost a year. October was my last time doing it.
So you can see also too, he likes to wear his slingshot a little lower than where I had it. And a lot of times that has to do with he's going to be able to get a good arch. He's also a shorter athlete. So the taller athletes want to get it on their biceps more because it's going to pull their elbows in too much. For Nick, this is going to be the way that he can best utilize the slingshot for him and for how he's benching.
And all of this stuff is on the Slingshot website. In the info box
don't tell
below.
him again.
Code is Nick10 for 10% off. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Let's see here.
You can bring it over here too. Yeah. Or whatever you.
Here we go, boss. Come on now. Come on, be strong with it now. Here we go.
All right, easy.
1,
Let's go.
2, 3, up, release. Come on now.
Come on, Nick.
Here we go. Drive it up and back. Good. Clean press. Good work.
Felt good, man.
Yeah, great job.
I remember before you touched 405, I said, why don't you do it with the slingshot? And you said that you were scared that it would mess with your head too much.
Mentally. Yeah.
Mentally?
Well, I didn't want to touch I wanted my first time I ever touched 405 to be the time where I hit it successfully.
Right.
So, and I did. It was cool.
That's great.
That was fun, man. I haven't used Slingshot in a little bit.
Yeah, there you
Love
go.
this thing.
Why don't you show us some of your dumbbell stuff, those things that you like to do.
Ooh, after benching, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, show us some of your routine.
Cool.
That's pretty much it for benching. We're gonna move on over to some dumbbell presses. If you guys have a few more questions for us as we're cleaning this mess up here, we can gladly take them for you.
Somebody was asking about Nick lifting his butt up to set.
Yeah.
Okay in competition?
Is that a hater?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Lifting your butt up in competition is okay. I've never personally dealt with a federation that doesn't allow it. I've done USAPL and I've been around RPS, and it's been okay in all of those. What the rule is, your butt just has to be planted during the rep. So when you're racking it like this,
Yeah.
and you have your butt up, that's just gonna help you pull it over your body easier, that's all. But the rep hasn't started yet, so once you get it to here, then the ref will tell you to start. And after he says start, and once you start lowering it, then your butt has to stay on the bench. If your butt comes up at this point, it doesn't count. But just from here to here, that's the actual rep, that's when your butt has to stay on the bench.
Yeah, I
But-
do the exact same thing. I've been doing it forever and never had a problem with it.
Right, yeah, so ass up when you're just unracking is totally fine. And I think it's personally safer for unracking. You're not doing a pullover motion as much, and I think it saves energy.
And once the weight comes out to you and comes over your body, it's not hard to keep your hips down. You know, I
Right.
think people are worried their butt's going to come back up again.
Right, right.
But usually it won't. Any other questions over there?
Oh, I lost my mic, huh? I just lost it now, that's why.
It's his.
Pre-lift like routine, you seem pretty chill right now. Do you ever get like amped up or anything like that?
That's a good question. No, I actually, I really am a firm believer. Is this mic all right? Hold on, let me make sure my mic's all right before I
There we go.
kill you guys with my audio here. Sound okay? All right.
You're good. You can keep talking.
All right, cool. No, so like what I used to do is I used to get really, really amped up and overhyped up for everything. And like I'd yell and stomp and scream and pace the room and have all my rituals and do my rain dance before every big lift, get myself hyped up. And what I found with that is it backfires 90% of the time. You get so hyped up, you're actually putting this weight that you're about to lift on this big pedestal, making it a bigger deal in your own mind than it actually needs to be. And you're kind of letting it control you mentally. So then you get under it and you're so hyped up, and all that hype is really coming from fear. You know, you're nervous, you're scared you're gonna miss the lift. That's what it comes down to. It's intimidating. So all this anger, this hype up, yeah, is, for me anyway, it was a way to try to push that fear away. But that's like false confidence. When you actually get under the weight, you're in this fight or flight state without any sort of control. And that's when like you end up missing lifts. That's when you psych yourself out too much. And I really didn't like that. So I've really worked hard to get away from that and apply confidence to a lift. And I found lifts go so much better that way when I just look at them very casually. And a trick I like doing personally that's actually worked for me is, we've all probably been there where we go for like, we get hyped up for this big PR attempt. We go to do the PR, we get it halfway up, we almost get it, and we just fail for whatever reason. And then we're sitting there like, man, I can't believe I failed that. You play it back, you're like, oh, I should have got that. And then you're looking at it and you're like, now all the nerves are gone because I just lost it. It's like now I almost want to try it again with a more casual mind. And sometimes you do try it again, and sometimes you get it the second time because now you're relaxed. So what I'll do is when I go to any lift, I did this with my 585 squat the other day, I literally picture myself doing it and failing it. And I picture everything. I picture what their reactions would be, you know, the, oh man, you were so close. I thought you had that good attempt. I picture all of that. And then I imagine that it just happened for real. And now I'm looking at it and like I want to try it again. And I literally like picture that until I believe it in my head. So now when I go to that weight, I'm literally as if I just tried it and failed it and the nerves are gone. Now there's nothing to lose. And it gives me like this calm confidence. And I find just the more calm and confident I am, the better I can actually execute.
Yeah, and what I've seen over the years is the same exact thing he's talking about. The more antics that are applied to the lift, the more likely you are to be intimidated by it. Like you're not going to do it with 135 unless you're smoky. Right? So as the weight gets heavier, you're going to have more and more antics. And if that feels right to you, then go ahead and keep doing them. For me, it feels good to play patty cakes with the chalk bowl and get hyped up. And so that's usually what I do. But you know, just don't be overdoing it and don't feel like you need to do anything and put on any sort of production, you know, for the audience. Do your own thing that feels right to you.
Yep.
Let me just sit right here. Let's get comfortable. You got any more questions?
Send them.
And you guys think the muscles from bodybuilding carried over very well to power?
Yeah, yes and no.
And repeat the question.
Oh, do I think the muscles from bodybuilding, oh, it's so cold over here now. Do I think the muscles from bodybuilding carried over to powerlifting well? Yes and no. I think they have their advantage in certain ways. I think, you know, bigger arms obviously can help a bigger bench a little bit. And I think just having more muscle in general can provide a nice base for you to start building that strength on. However, personally, I don't think it was like a make or break thing. I've seen a lot
You
of
probably got bigger from powerlifting than you did from bodybuilding.
I did. I gained more thickness on my chest and brought up my weak areas better from powerlifting than I ever did doing my bodybuilding style training.
Bodybuilding was maybe more of like shaping. I mean, I hate to use the word, but.
You know, it's funny, it's shaping, but it's like the powerlifting actually shaped better. And then
Right.
even now I'm doing the only difference is like you don't focus so much on like lateral raises and stuff like that in powerlifting. But now going back to them, it's like still applying some sort of structure with strength and using some overload with that.
Right.
It builds it up.
That's really the biggest difference, I think, between powerlifting and bodybuilding is simply just, it's not really a change of the rep and set scheme so much as it is a change of your rest intervals are probably going to be shorter, and you're probably going to be utilizing exercises that just force you to use less weight. Where in powerlifting, all three of the lifts are favorable to you lifting the most amount of weight. Whenever I've done a seminar, a lot of times I'll start out a seminar and say, has anybody in the room, lifted 400 pounds? And someone will put their hand up, 500 pounds, 600 pounds. Get to about 600 pounds, that's usually when it dissipates, and there's really no one else, saying they lifted anything heavier, right? And my point to them is always, okay, what lift was that? Was that an overhead squat? Did you lift 600 pounds in a lateral raise? No, it was in, it was in a power lift of some sort, whether it be a squat or a deadlift. Powerlifting is going to allow you to handle the most weight. What are we trying to do when we're in the gym? We're trying to figure out a way to get a good stimulus. A way to get a good stimulus is to lift heavy weight. Another way to get a good stimulus is to control the weights and do isolation type movements like you would do in bodybuilding. So you really kind of need both.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to do both.
I would say going from powerlifting to bodybuilding helped bodybuilding a lot
Right.
more than the other way around.
Yeah, bro. Fuck bodybuilding.
Last two questions, you can be as quick as you want. Elbow sweeps during training, even though you can't use them in competition.
Yeah, so this is his first day of throwing them on. What'd you think of him?
I love them. I love them. My opinion on this personally, I think it's more just personal preference, but my opinion would be if wearing something during training that you can't wear during a meet is going to throw you off mentally, then maybe just practice how you play with the meet. However, if you can get over that little mental hurdle, I think using these in training is a great idea because training is where the wear and tear happens on you. You're only doing 3 total big reps at a meet. Most of the time the wear and tear happens in the gym when you're doing sets of 5 with 85% of your max, rep after rep, set after set, all the volume, and that's like a great time to wear something like this for preservation of the joints.
Right.
So if you can if it doesn't throw you off mentally, I think wearing something like this in training would be a fantastic idea even leading up to a meet.
A lot of our guys here at SuperTraining have even worn them like in a lot of warm-up sets or a day where they have more volume, maybe on like their speed day. And then on their heavier day where they do less volume but more weight, a lot of times they haven't worn them just to get used to what you just said.
Right.
Like, practice how you're going to play. That way when you go to the contest, there's no surprises. Also, we make a sleeve called the X sleeve, which is a lot tighter, and it clearly, gives you 10, 15 pounds on the bench press. And there's absolutely no question, especially when you have one of those on really, really tight. And that might be something, you just have to account for it. You have to understand, okay, well, you're going to be lifting more in the gym than you would on the platform because you have a little assistance.
All right, Nick, would you ever consider using anabolics to help push you
Come on, bro.
through the next phase and actually like hit crazy numbers?
Not for the sake of just hitting new PRs. It would need to be like I said in the podcast the other day, if Hollywood came up to me and was like, hey, we need you to do a roll, we need you to jump on trend ASAP, then yeah, you got me on board.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Mark? Like just using PEDs to help us push through like a certain plateau?
Yeah, I think it's amazing the judgment that people pass on to other people and why they think you should or shouldn't be allowed to use them. But I think people should be allowed to do whatever the hell they want, when it comes to PEDs. If you for some reason feel like you want to utilize them or you feel inadequate on some level, I think you should be able to go for it. And so, like there's a lot of people that just want to have a six-pack. They just want to be in better shape. And the unfortunate part is that people don't understand is that steroids aren't going to get you that. Steroids aren't going to get you to the gym on time. Steroids aren't going to help you with your discipline. They're not going to help you with any of those things. So you're still going to have discipline, but if you just want to be a little bit bigger and a little bit leaner, I don't see any reason why you can't use them just to look in the mirror and feel better about yourself. Some people apply like the kind of the movie star thing to it, and some people apply the professional athlete thing to it.
Yep.
I just don't really have any problem with people taking them for whatever reason. The only thing I would say is like learn how to train and learn how to eat. So if you learn those things and now you're thinking about dabbling in it because you want that little extra, then I think it's okay to make that choice when you get there.
Yeah, I would agree.
We can move on.
Cool. We're gonna move on to some dumbbell bench pressing.
Cool. Did
I'm
we
gonna
get
give you a
any
closer.
stills? I was on the. Okay.
Why don't we just snap a couple pictures, because I know you're
Yeah,
particular.
I was thinking for a thumbnail, yeah.
Let's get it
Wanna
in
throw
there.
4
We can
plates on
do
real
some
quick?
fun and dumb pictures. Thumbnail
Yeah.
pictures. Behind the scenes, YouTube.
Just throw 4 on.
This guy's all about pictures.
Just for a thumbnail, I'm thinking an action shot, like from this angle, in a way that I can grab a 16 by 19, obviously, and then Mark, we can have you like behind. We'll do this one. This will be. I'll be like this, like I'm getting myself amped up, and Mark, you can just be like behind doing whatever,
Cool.
amping me up.
Should I be wearing shorts? No shorts?
Nothing,
Just wearing nothing.
nothing. Just the elbow sleeves.
Oh, you're a kinky one, huh?
Just socks.
Just a song.
That's dirty.
One sock?
Yeah. Where's that sock go?
That's dirty. So yeah.
So this is a true story. I went to a local bar the other day, bar/restaurant in Davis, like near where I live. And the bartender, he says, "Hey, Smelly, what's up? How's it going?" I was like, "Hey, that guy's been to the gym before." I said, "Hey, when are you coming back to the gym?" He's like, "I don't know if I remember coming back to the gym." I said, "Why? What happened? What did I do to you?" He started laughing. He's like, "No, it's not what you did to me. It's what you did to my friend." I was like, "What did I do to your friend?" He's like, "You made him do walking overhead dick squats." And I'm like, "What the hell is a dick squat?" He said, "You gave my friend a giant penis that had balls, and you made him do lunges throughout the gym because he missed the lift." And I was like, "I don't remember that at all." He's like, "Okay." He goes, "Maybe this will jog your memory." He shows me the video of it.
Oh my God.
And the kid's like doing these lunges with this giant penis over his head that we got for Smokey.
And that's why Mark
was
stopped
something
training
penis?
people on drugs.
Somethingdick.com, what was that? Ship a dick or something? Shipadick.com or something?
Shipadick.com.
Well, we did have that really big nutsack thing that was there for a while.
Oh yeah, that
That
too.
was really great. It just grossed everybody out.
But the penis thing had like biceps on it.
Oh my God.
Flexing.
Anyway,
So something with the weights, get him out, and obviously you can be leaning forward and be like, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
And I'm just be sitting there like I'm getting hyped up. We'll do one like this. I'll do one where I'm adjusting my strap.
come on, get in. Get fired up. I can kill it. Let's go, motherfucker.
Cool. Let's do one where, oh, same thing?
Yep.
Come on, Nick.
There you go, Mark.
Come on now. Let's go.
2,
Let's
3.
go. Let's go. Come on. Get big. Get strong.
One where I'm, yeah, do one like this.
If you want to switch sides, that would be actually the gangster.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Gangsta.
Cool. 1, 2, 3. Stay there, stay there.
Come on,
There it is.
let's
2,
go.
3. Perfect.
Sweet. Hell yeah. Thank you, man.
Put this on the preacher curl. We're heading over to the dumbbells. I'm gonna bring my belt with me.
DBs.
You can leave the weights.
Okay, cool. That's the
We'll
best
let
gym I
some-
ever heard of.
Yeah, we'll let somebody else figure that out. We're heading over to the dumbbells. Woo! Throw around some dumbbells. How many sets do you usually do on these guys?
Less is more recently because I've been going heavier. Mm-hmm. So like,
You kind of get to 1 or 2 good sets?
I do, yeah, like, so if I'm working with like up to 130s and under, I'll do, like, so for example, the 130s, I did 3 sets of 8 in a given day. Then I went on to some other chest stuff. Mm-hmm. Once I got to the 140s, I did 3 sets of 6. And then the 150s, I just did a single set of 5. And then moved on to other chest stuff.
Nice.
So less is more with these. I think a little bit goes a long way, like you said.
You seen any of the research from like some of the stuff that Greg Knuckles has been talking about lately and stuff? The
Not
5
recently.
sets?
No, not recently.
Yeah, they're starting to find out more information about like, they think around 5 overall sets of work is plenty to get strong.
Oh, wow.
And it's just based off of studies.
Right,
You know, so
right.
you take them for what they're worth. Of
course.
Doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's got to all of a sudden change just doing 5 sets.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's 5 sets overall for the whole week. So
No way.
You know, even if it's like a squat versus a deadlift, you know, it's that.
That's interesting. That goes against everything we've like learned about frequency and
Yeah, I know.
volume. Holy shit.
I know. Definitely goes against the grain of the amount of volume that you've seen lifters
Yeah.
use now, where they're kind of spreading that fatigue out.
Right,
but maybe
right.
it makes sense for me because I suck when it comes to doing like 6 sets or 5 sets of 5. That
So
kind
do
of
I,
stuff. I'm
yeah.
awful with it.
So do I.
Chews me up, spits me out.
Either one of these benches better to you? Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, they're both fine. I think this one's a little newer, so it might have a little extra grip to it.
Works for me, man. What do you think, an incline or flat?
I'm gonna do like one pretty good set of both.
Yeah, let's do it.
Start with incline maybe, just because incline's harder.
Yeah, fuck it.
Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, if it's dumbbells at all, it's hard no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody just got elbow surgery was asking about how to help the range of motion.
Yeah. To help, you're good? To help with range of motion in the elbow, one of the best things you can do, it works pretty good with a band, but you can even just take a weight, and you want to try to figure out a way to get a good stretch. You can even connect this to a band, and you can hold the band behind your head. But you see how like shitty my mobility is? My bicep should be able to get to my ear without any trouble. But a lot of us are super bound up through here, and this is going to be a great way for you to increase the range of motion so your elbow can start to function the right way again. The other thing you can do is anytime you're coming off an injury is just to pump a ton of blood in there. Do a shit ton of reps. And it might not even be like a tricep push down. It might be something more like a curl. So you're just trying to get blood like in and near the area. Any sort of pressing of any kind will get blood in the triceps also.
Yep. So since we're warmed up already, I still like to re-warm up with if it's a brand new movement altogether, just to get my body familiar with the movement. You know, like handling dumbbells and handling them on an incline is going to feel different than a flat barbell. So I still like to start from scratch, 40 pounds. If I'm starting with incline dumbbell like cold, I'll actually warm up with 25s just to help get the shoulders firing and stuff. And I use a much wider elbow grip or elbow stance than I would on a barbell with these. It almost looks flared out. If you came to the side, you see my elbow still slightly in front of my shoulder, which is important. You still want it to be in front of your shoulder. You don't want impingement, but it's definitely a wide open stance. And that just feels the best for me. You gotta go by what feels good for you. If you feel better with a more tucked range of motion, that's great. I've been doing this for like 10 years and I've tried all different stances, and it always comes back to the open elbows feeling the best for me.
Something to keep in mind too when you're watching a lot of lifters on Instagram, YouTube, almost any lifter that's really moving some weight that you're excited about, like you're like, holy shit, that dude's strong. Almost everyone that you say, holy shit, that dude's strong, has been lifting for 10 years. And so it's just something to keep in mind. You might not be able to like mimic the exact thing that Larry Wheels does, or the exact movement or thing that he does, or me lifting my head off on the bench, or some of these things.
Yep. Very true. Yeah, some of my favorite lifters I've like looked up to when I was getting into it. If I tried the more I tried emulating their form and technique and style, the worse my workouts went.
Yeah, remember watching KK? You're like, you're trying to study what he's doing, and you're like, okay, he just literally bent down and picked it up.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Like you're like, I didn't learn shit from that.
Yeah, or Eric Spoto just toss him the bar and it just lands on his chest and starts moving up on its own.
Sometimes you just learn that you're a lot weaker than everybody else.
Yeah, that's usually what it comes down to for me.
It's not fun. You into supersetting at all? Like to finish off a workout, or?
Yeah, at the end with like accessory stuff, I like it.
Just give you kind of more work and less time type of deal, right?
Right, yeah, but I only like it for the like the finishers, like shoulder stuff like that. I'm really not a fan of supersetting main compound lifts. I think it just drains energy and takes away from the workout.
Right.
Wow, these elbow sleeves feel amazing.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, doesn't it?
It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Gets the veins coming out too.
Gets the edema popping.
Did you guys end up hitting up cream?
No, so we went there, but fortunately I was full,
Oh, nice.
which is probably for the better.
I found gluten-free cookies, but they had dairy in it, and I was like, I didn't want to take a lactate
Yeah.
because my stomach like screams at me every
It will
time
go
that I
crazy.
do,
Yeah.
so
You guys get a chance to walk around downtown
We
at all?
did.
Nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Really
isn't
cool
it?
area.
It was really cool.
Yeah, Davis is an interesting place.
It is.
There's actually a lot too. Like I didn't expect there to be so many different
Yeah.
places to
It reminds me, like, I've been to like Austin, Texas before. It reminds me of like a tiny version of Austin. Austin, Texas, obviously.
Yeah, I've never been to Austin. It's
Fucking
one city I
massive.
haven't been to.
It's beautiful.
Everyone says
I've
that.
been to Dallas, Houston, Sugar Land.
Austin, Texas is really nice.
Yeah, I kind of want to go there.
Yeah, we should.
I think that's really popular now.
Mark, whenever you vacate Austin, just let us know.
Yeah, I will let you know.
Let's
I
go.
know so many people down there, so I gotta visit some peeps.
Pop them up. Break it up. Easy, easy, easy. Look at that move.
Yeah, our problem is we go away and then no one wants to hang out with us. We're like, oh, we're here. And then they're like, oh, no, okay. See you later.
Nobody wants to hang out with you guys?
It seems
No,
It's probably just Nick.
It's just me. It's just me.
I think it's me.
He's a hateable guy.
I got a punchable face.
He
That's
said
what
that
it
one
is.
time we were watching PLL. He was like, God, I never knew what it meant to have a punchable face until I saw this guy. Now I know no one likes me.
That's great.
And I was like, babe, no, it was only when you were like younger and leaner that your face was punchable. You don't have one now.
Would you punch my face?
I would.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have a couple times while just watching your videos.
See, and that brings us to my next thing, honesty in a relationship.
That's right.
Ooh. My only little ritual I still do is I cheers the dumbbells before I go
Yeah,
up.
yeah, there we go.
Nope.
What kind of weight you think we're gonna go with on the incline?
Well, I'll work up to like 140s or maybe just give 150s a shot.
Yeah, maybe give a.
150s on incline. I did 140s on incline last week. Remember? When I fucked up the fifth 150.
I wasn't there with you that day.
No.
I usually help you film your thumbnails.
Whoa. I just need to get them off the ground. Trying to
whatever
lift two
I do.
dumbbells off the ground.
If you want to just get it from the final one I do, get it from like this angle right here. You zoomed out, so it's like IG.
Yeah. Oh, so you fit.
Yeah.
My microphone's in the way.
Let's go. Easy money. Let's go. Warm up weight. There you go. Boom.
Woo! Yeah.
Nice dumbbells too.
Yeah.
They feel good. Feel
A
good.
little bounce to them.
So what I'll do is pop the 120s for just like a quick two or three reps. It's a nice little segue to the heavy stuff, and then decide from there, 140s or 150s. Yep.
He likes to scoop them up that way, huh? Crazy bastard.
I do. Anytime someone hands me the dumbbells, it throws me off. I like putting them up myself. Here we go.
There you go, Nick. Nice. Whew. Good set.
Good.
Easy.
Really great set.
Easy.
The elbow pads help too. You think like does it must feel better?
Yeah, I don't feel a direct like addition of weight. Yeah, like, they feel equally as heavy, but it definitely just feels way smoother.
Yeah, if you wore like maybe a tighter one or whatever, like it might give you a couple of pounds.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna really even like be able to really tell, you know?
I wonder if that would help me with my elbow got so weak from my
Yeah.
shoulder surgery.
I'm just gonna grab my water.
Yeah, your elbow bugs you a lot.
Yeah, I've noticed because I used to use it without realizing it.
Whew.
Yeah.
My shoulder.
Yeah, it would help a ton. You know, typically, powerlifters don't really, well, smart powerlifters don't usually train to failure. And then also, like, all training impacts all training. So any training to failure just probably wouldn't be a great idea, even if it's on like pec deck, random, you know, at the end of a workout. There's no free lunch. You're gonna have to pay a price for it. So probably not a great idea to do a ton of things to failure, but you do one set a week or so on something to failure is not a huge deal. won't negatively impact you, I don't think.
Cool. Let me know if you want a hand with anything.
I think I'm good to go. Just need to get this microphone is getting in my way pretty bad.
I keep thinking I'm gonna smash the microphone in my pocket.
Let me just go. Get my trunks out of the way here.
Damn. Do like a little mini strongman workout before your set. Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
Farmer's walk. Let's go. Smash them up. No lift off?
Nah, I got it.
All right, easy way. Let's go. Throw it around. Yep. Come on. Throw it up. Easy. There we go. Like nothing. Styrofoam. Boom.
Watch out your little toes. Ping.
140s or 150s?
Whew. Let's go for the 140s. Make sure we get in a good set.
Yeah.
Let me move the. You got it? Yeah, move the bench a little closer for you.
Knocks me out.
Mark, why don't you explain to the live stream about Country Club?
Country Club. So there's, you got it?
Yeah,
Country Club,
might as
there's,
well. Yeah.
is when somebody, puts the weight on your knees, or someone, I'm sorry, when somebody hands you the weight when you go back. And then double country is when somebody hands the weight where you're in like the total right position on a bench.
I'd never heard of those names.
Country Club.
I never heard of those names.
I know, it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
I think we invented it.
Fuck, let's go. Same deal, no. You can be behind me because it looks cool, but
Andrew,
no,
can you
no
maybe
hands.
get some stills of this? Oh, just Joe, you have a camera? Sorry. I didn't know you had the camera. Oh,
Thanks.
you just blew up
That was her.
the spot. That was her again?
That was her.
She must have had cream. She must have ate at least one cookie.
Always
Wasn't
get that nonsense out of the way before the set.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Here you go, Nick.
Hip, hip, hip.
Come on.
Here we go.
Let's go, Nick.
Yeah.
You can just drop them when you're done. Everyone just kind of watch out.
Yeah, I'll control it. I'll control the
Okay.
drop.
Yep. Here we go. Come on now.
Hip.
Nice. Here we go. Come on now. Yep. Nice. 4. Give me 4. Come on. Let's go for 5. Come on now. Let's get it in there. Good work. Good work.
Never done that after a bench.
That was awesome.
Not too bad.
Good work. Everyone's always trying to do such crazy shit for like conditioning. Throw around some heavy dumbbells.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially
your heart-
after you like a flat bench or something.
Yeah. It'll get your heart rate going for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
And like, I don't know if you've ever messed around with this, but like grab a pair of like 60-pound dumbbells and try sets of 12 to 15 on an incline press with like maybe about a minute or 90 seconds rest. First set or two, you're like, oh, that's a piece of cake. Get a few sets in and you're...
It's rough. That's what I did
Yeah.
a lot of too. Like it's fun to like, this is just having some fun right now. We're just seeing how some heavy weights feel. But yeah, like normally, like Mark said, I mean, a lot more quality reps, higher reps. That's where the real work gets put in. But every once in a while, it's fun to see what you can toss around too.
Yep. You like using dumbbells for some other stuff too? Like what else do you use dumbbells for besides, an incline dumbbell press and a flat dumbbell press? You do any overhead work or lateral raises or front raises?
Yeah, lateral raises. Love lateral raises. I actually like getting wrist straps on for them too. Even if it's light, just because of the mind to muscle connection in your shoulder,
Right.
when you don't have to focus on squeezing, feels so damn good.
Straps.
Straps, yeah.
Gotcha.
So Yeah, I do.
What about anything else for like bench? Like, have you found that like front raises help, or shrugs, or rotator cuff work, or has it been anything else that you feel has helped you get to a 405 bench?
Targeting shoulders a lot in general, you know, especially because I have just weak shoulders like by structure. So really just smashing shoulders, getting rear delts built up nicely. I find that adds a lot of strength and stability to your bench.
What do you do for rear delts? Anything in particular?
Actually, what I like recently to really isolate them is you just go to the cables, grab an empty cable, no hook on anything, kneel down and just do like the rear, and that squeezes like crazy, but then coupling that with like heavy bent dumbbell raises. Sets of 10, pretty heavy, but feeling a good squeeze. Let's go, Mark. Easy weight. Let's go. Farmer's carry.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Come on. Come on. Easy. Come on. Warm up weight. Come on. Come on. Pop it up.
Ah, fuck.
Easy. Easy. Let's go. Easy. Come on. Nothing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Deep breath. Confidence. Confidence. Come on. Up. Up. Good. Hell yeah.
My feet were sliding like crazy. That was weird.
Ooh, that was good. Good set.
Thanks.
Good set.
I don't know what I was slipping on. That was strange. I had to like let my feet go completely. That's odd.
That happened to me
It's
under that squat yesterday.
it's like the back end of my shoe. That's so strange. And it doesn't do it anywhere else except for that one spot. Holy shit.
Sweet.
That felt dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Flat?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Sweet, man.
Felt like a good set.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that has my mic on it.
Hey now. Let me get a little bit more wah-wah.
Yeah.
You want to kind of start back over a little bit?
Yeah,
110,
we'll do that.
100.
Yep. Hundreds. All right.
Woo! Oh, sick. Wow, that looks pretty cool.
Are we waiting for Mark to get back, or is it still rolling? Oh. So with flat, I mean, we're good and warmed up, so no need to go crazy starting light again, but I still like to draw the weight back a little bit, hundreds. And I feel this went out. So like I said, that was just more of like a fun set. That wasn't super high quality, just some heavy ass hard reps, just to see what kind of weight we can move. Now we'll see if we can get some quality sets in. A little more quality. We might go full potato again though, we'll just see.
Damn, son. Oh my God.
Who's the asshole that made dumbbells so heavy?
I don't know. Hey, it made them huge.
That's the funny thing. Once you get to like the 140s, it becomes more about the size than the weight.
Yeah, they get to be enormous. Have you ever used those dumbbells that rotate?
No.
Those are pretty wild. They, the middle of them rotates. Feels a lot better on your elbows and stuff, but they're also just hard to pick up.
Yeah.
Really hard to pick up.
I've seen them, I've never used them.
Yeah. You ever desire to have a gym?
For a little bit I did, a few years back, but it kind of just doesn't make sense for me to have one now because I currently have 2 gyms that sponsor me. Shout out to Ultimate Fitness in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. Badass gym, love that place, has the 150s and everything. And then another one's ENAC, which is a private powerlifting kind of almost like a West Side
You
studio.
have your whole life to figure out whatever the hell business you want to get into.
Yeah,
too.
well, it just didn't make sense because like I can film. I have all access to those gyms. I
Right.
can film in them. I can do whatever I want there.
Right.
So, you know, I never had like having my own gym
Right.
was ever a passion. The only
Right.
reason I would have had it is somewhere to film my own stuff.
Right.
But now I
Yeah.
have that. So.
Yeah, who knows? 10 years from now, you might feel like having one, but you'll still only be 38 or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's possible.
So
It's possible.
you'll still be young.
Easy, easy, easy. Come on. Come on. Good, good, good. Good stuff. How much inspiration did you get from your original gym from like the West Side? Because back then that was like the only thing for powerlifting.
Yeah, I mean, it was modeled, modeled a little bit after it.
Yeah. But it's obviously a whole different dynamic now.
I think you have what you did in your video. You got a 120 and a 130.
I'm just glad you watch my videos. Hashtag Nick can't count.
Oh, you put back the wrong one.
Oh, I thought we were doing 120s. We'll do 130s. They're already out.
Oh, there's the other 120 over there. Okay, yeah, I know what you're doing. There we go. Might as well just bump it up.
Yeah, why
I didn't know
not?
what you were doing. I was like, I thought you were getting
I didn't have a cement plan.
some different weights going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of it was, you know, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get strong by myself.
Yeah.
So I knew I needed to have like-minded people around, and so I just knew I need to have my own gym.
How does your teams work here? The people that train in teams, like, is it exclusive? Do they have to like apply or
No,
pay?
there's
or?
really not a lot of rules. I never really liked it. You know, if I had it my way, there wouldn't be like even one rule. But you know, over a period of time, there's always the one person
Who messes it up?
that spoils it all. I won't name any names, but it was a former employee's girlfriend that messed it up for everybody.
Damn.
So we had to employ some more rules. But also, you know, headphones and shit like that. You know,
Yeah.
like we don't allow for headphones because I don't want people off in a corner, like
Oh yeah.
just doing their own
I didn't
thing.
even notice that. The
I want everyone participating in each other's workout.
and I got that. Like I was amazed. That was the most amazing part about this gym. Every time somebody was doing a lift, didn't matter if it was a warm up or a max.
Yeah.
Everybody would rush over, crowd around, cheer him on.
Right.
That was so cool.
Well, and after you're in here for a while, then you learn like, oh, that's John, and he, you know, last week he deadlifted. I remember he deadlifted like 5 plates. You start to know people's numbers,
Right,
what
right.
they're doing. You learn what's hard for them. You learn like when they do need a pat on the back. You know.
Right, right. That's so cool.
Yeah, we just want to try to get some like-minded people in here that are fired up to lift and
Coolest-
want to be stronger. You know.
Coolest gym vibe I've been to.
Oh, awesome. Power clean in the 130s. Here we go. Come on now. Yep, there we go. Smooth, there you go. Nice.
Good.
Looking good.
Ooh.
Good work.
Woo.
Those are moving good, dude.
Thanks, man.
What's the lowest amount of reps you ended up getting on some of the dumbbell work as you're experimenting? Like, did you sometimes even just walk away with just being able to get a double on something?
Yeah, only once, and I didn't really like that. With dumbbells,
Just didn't feel like enough reps.
yeah, with dumbbells especially, I don't like going below 5, 4 or 5.
Right.
But I
Trying to
did,
go for 5, and you might end up with 3 or 4 or something.
first time I ever tried the 150s, I got a hard 2 out of them, and then so that's why I wanted to get 5 out of them the next time. So I got 5 out of the 150s, and even with the incline, like obviously this is my first time doing incline dumbbells after benching. I used to
Yeah.
do it fresh, but last week I did the 140s for like a nice clean 5, which is a pretty good PR. But that's kind of what I go by, like sets of 5
Right.
for dumbbells. Unless we had access to like 160, something like that, then maybe give it a shot.
Do you
for fun.
train your arms heavy? Like, do you train like your biceps heavy?
Yes, huge proponent in that. I think. So
Are you worried at all about like, you know, swinging around a little bit, or you don't care too much about any of that?
I try to keep it as clean as possible, but I don't stress about it if there's a little bit of form breakdown by the end. And what I like doing to get the best of both worlds is I'll start off light and controlled. Maybe like I do 3 sets of straight barbell curls. It's like my favorite exercise for them. and I might just put 10s on each side. Do like a set of 12, real controlled and clean. Next set might be 25s in the bar. Might be a set of 8, you know, and now that'll be pretty damn clean. But by the very end, I might be starting to get a little, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
But then, you know, and I might keep it there and do another set of 8, and by then it'll be really hard because I'm always squeezing at the top, getting the negative. Or once in a while, I'll go really heavy, throw like 45s on, and just do like one top set, real heavy, squeezing. And that, when I go heavy like that, I'll cheat a little bit. I'll squeeze at the top, really control it down. And I only do really heavy stuff like that, like as low as like 6 reps.
So a smaller percentage of the workout has like, quote unquote, like, you know, bad form or using momentum.
Best
right?
of both worlds, yeah, because time under tension is important. So
Right.
get all that, and then, but overload's really important. So
Right.
I love going heavy, at least throwing in one heavy top set with arms and going pretty heavy, and I'm still controlling it, squeezing. But yeah, overloading the muscle, man.
My arms never grew until I started like going heavy on them, you know?
Everyone's afraid to. Everyone goes heavy on squats, deadlifts, rows, bench. But when it comes to arms, they think they have to go light for some reason. And it's just like any other muscle.
Right. Yeah, CT Fletcher, when he came in here, he grabbed, I want to say right off the bat, like 75-pound dumbbells.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like we went right from the podcast and he grabbed 75-pound dumbbells and he put them on the top end of the incline press and started doing like a preacher curl with them. And I was like, he said, hey, let's do some arms. And I was like, cool. And I grabbed 30s. I turned around, he's got the 75s.
I'm not surprised.
I
That's
was
nuts.
like, whoa.
Man's crazy.
I mean, he was in his 50s too. Like,
Yeah.
maybe even late 50s.
He's one of the nicest people.
Oh, yeah, he's
like the
great.
most genuinely nice people.
Oh, the way he talks and stuff, he's so funny.
He is.
He calls me Mark Bell. How's it going, Mark Bell?
I saw him I met him, the first time I met him was really quick. We were both working a booth for the same sponsor, but we were at different shifts. So it was literally like he was coming in as I was leaving. So it's a quick, hi, how are you, handshake, and crack a joke and move on. And he meets thousands of people a day. He's a superstar. So like, I was like, all right, he probably has no idea who I am. He saw me quick. Later on, we were flying away. We were in the airport, and we saw him from across the airport. And I wasn't going to go and bother him because I figure, again, he's been meeting thousands of fans all weekend. Lo and behold, next thing I hear is Nick Wright. And he comes walking over and like shakes, but it was so cool. Like he remembered my name from that brief
he's
encounter.
awesome.
Like that's super genuine. And he's a superstar. Like it makes sense for him to forget.
Yeah, when he came up this way, he stayed at the same hotel you guys are at. And he grabbed me by the wrist and he goes, where are we again? I said, we're in Davis. He's like, there's some fine ass looking women around here. He's like, I like this place. He just had the biggest smile on his face.
In
I was
his
like,
deep voice.
I was like, I don't ever think I've seen you smile that big before.
That's great.
He said there were girls in skirts riding their bikes. He's like, I've never seen that before.
Oh man, he's awesome.
I can totally picture him saying that.
Oh my
yeah.
God, he was so excited. It's awesome.
I can, like, with, the deep voice, like, he, like, draws out every word. It's like bass in every single syllable.
I just want that man to like narrate audiobooks.
Oh, he's a beast.
Lenny just wanted to tend the rabbits.
Ah, fuck.
I don't know. I think so. I just drank out of it. You good, Mark?
No. Oh. My microphone's in my way.
Yeah, it happened to me.
Can't figure out how to situate. I need a country club.
Let's go.
Can you just throw them on my legs? Bam. There we go. Nice. Perfect.
Whew. Let's go, let's go. Come on. Throw them around. Easy, easy. Good. Woo. Warm up weight. There you go, fast, hell yeah. Easy, easy. Big push, come on. Hell yeah.
Oh. I got really good at dumbbells years ago. I actually ended up doing 100-pound dumbbells for 50 reps on a flat dumbbell.
That's a lot of reps.
Press.
That's a lot of reps.
I worked on it for like almost a whole year.
Yeah.
I kept doing different weights for different amount of reps and different time domains and stuff.
That's like, those rep challenges are a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter how strong you are.
And it was, it was reps, you know what I mean?
What's the most you've ever done 225 for? You ever tried that like combine style?
Yeah, you know what? I did it for 40 reps.
Wow.
And that was when I was younger, and I don't think I can even do that now.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I mean, I was like 21 when I did that.
damn.
Or 20.
Yeah. Mark is the antithesis of me. Just like genetically a good bencher. Built a bench. Eric Spoto was like that to the max, right?
Yeah.
He said at 13 years old he pressed 225.
What?
13, Aiden's
Yeah.
age, pressed 2 plates on each side.
That's
No training.
insane.
Didn't know what he was doing, just tried it.
My mom, you know, she's never lifted before.
She benched 405.
she, yeah, she benched. Yeah, no, she in our basement. I remember her playing around with, you know, the 10s on the side, which is 65 pounds.
Yeah.
For someone that never lifted before, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then she came around a little bit and played around with the weights a little bit just because we were doing it. And what I remember, she did like 95 pounds for a few reps.
That's incredible.
Basically 100 pounds without ever you
Yeah.
know, training at all. Yeah, and she was like, am I doing this right? She's all crooked, and I'm like, yeah, Mom.
That's nuts.
She's like, how many reps am I supposed to do? I'm like, I think you're gonna hurt yourself. Let's just put the weight back.
Going.
Fuck, like Eric Spoto did, what did he do? He did 600 for like
Oh my God.
8 reps or something crazy.
Yeah, he was
10 reps.
He was
I used to
crazy.
know all the stats. I was such a fanboy of his lifts.
Yeah, we had it listed in Power Magazine. We had that number. We should blow up a poster of it.
I was supposed to work with him too because I'd met him and I'd emailed him and I'd chatted with him a while. And even, I think it got started because he commented on my Instagram once, benching, giving me tips, and I was like so excited. But then we emailed back and forth. We were gonna set up a day to film, a collaboration in Vegas. And just long story short, just didn't end up happening because it was like
Yeah.
the Olympia weekend, everyone was running around.
Right.
And then after that, he fell off.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
Did he hurt himself?
He had a
he's gotten
shoulder
hurt a couple
surgery.
times. Shoulder.
And he was starting to come
Back.
back. The last video he posted was post shoulder surgery, and he was doing like I said a 12 with 500 pounds. So I don't know if he just,
Shoulder surgery?
yeah, I don't know if he
Yeah.
re-hurt it and just went away, or
He
I
can
don't
still
know.
bench 600 pounds easy, I think. I saw him squatting. You know, when I went out to Vegas and trained with Stan, Eric was squatting after we got done benching, and he had the safety squat bar on, and Stan and I were just messing around doing assistance work, and Eric went 1 plate, 2 plate, and I turn around, he's got like 6 plates on there.
Oh my God.
And he's just doing these. He wasn't going like full range.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just like moving around, and I said to Stan, I'm like, how much can he squat? And Stan's like, he's like, I don't know, he can't really get in position for a squat, but he's like, I think he could squat 800 pounds pretty easy. And I was like, what?
What a monster.
Yeah, yeah.
What a monster.
Well, and his grip is crazy, so his deadlift would probably be good because he's a professional arm wrestler.
Like I saw him, like the weight I just squatted, 585 to 6 plates. Saw a video of him repping that out easy as a warm-up say. It was like how I do 225.
Yeah, he's like, puts it back.
Nothing.
You want to go for the 150s? Or what are you thinking? How you feel good?
No, not at all.
I think you can do it though.
All right, fuck it, let's go.
I think you can.
If she says do it,
She
I'll
says
do
you
it.
can do it.
Just throw them around.
What do we got? Which one is this? 130 right here.
Too many dumbbells on the ground.
Lots of weights. Weights everywhere.
Weights.
Good for the grip. Whew.
Walla break.
Yep.
Whew. Let's go.
150.
150.
150.
So my best with these,
150 heavy ass pounds. Pounds, baby, pounds.
best with these is 5, totally fresh. So see if we can match that. Third exercise in. Let's go.
I think you can be pretty fresh in this one.
You're both telling me it, so I'm going to
Gotta
believe
get it.
both of you. Both of you are smarter than me.
Well, she's only smarter than you because of the Adderall.
That just lets her
Once that
tap into
wears
it.
off, then she's just a blonde.
He apparently has a really high IQ, and I asked him I was like, when did you get it tested? He was like, 2nd grade.
It wasn't second grade. I don't know when I got it
He
tested.
said it was 2nd grade.
I don't remember anything.
No, he doesn't. That's true.
No one's IQ is. It's science. Okay.
Here we go. 150. Come on, Nick. Yep, yep.
Oh!
Come on, come on. Come on now, here we go. Everything you got. Come on now.
Come on, pants.
Come on, now, here we go. Yep. Nice, there you go. Come on, push, 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 come on.
Fuck, it got away from me, that left one. Oh.
Way to work, way to work.
One.
Hey, we got something in there, right?
Yeah.
Left one started pulling away from me.
There's nothing worse than a dumbbell, like doing that, like going a little rogue on
Running
you.
away,
You're like,
there's no
whoa.
fixing it.
No recovery. What do you do in a typical workout? So if you're going to do dumbbells, you pick like flat or incline, or you do both?
I usually pick flat or incline.
Okay, so you pick one or the other, and then you work up heavy.
Yep.
You hit the 150s. Let's just say you hit them for 5. Then where do you go?
So then I would either drop down and do like a bunch of working sets with a lighter weight, or more recently what I do is
Also, still more dumbbell work.
sometimes, but more recently what I'm doing is I just hit that top set and then move on to a totally different exercise. You know, whether it be a barbell exercise
Right.
or hammer strength exercise. But yeah, that's what I would normally do.
Any little secret things you like to do, like a cable crossover or incline, flies or?
Honestly, not really. I really, 'cause
Dips.
I used to like be really heavy into like all those cool little tricks back in the bodybuilding days, and I ended up getting the best results in my chest growth just from classic benching. So, no, really, I love hammer strength. Huge fan of hammer strength machines. I think they're a great accessory. I think
Yeah.
they activate the chest great.
It took me a long time to adapt to in bodybuilding. And I had a short prep, so it was like about a little bit more than 8 weeks. And, Hani kept asking me how my workouts were going, and I was like, they're not going great because I can't figure out how to get a pump. Like, I've gotten pumps before, like in powerlifting sessions where, I do the main
Right.
movement or two, and then I get a pump going. But like, the difference between him training me, he's been bodybuilding forever, and he's got so many great bodybuilders under his name. He was able to like have me do like one set of something, and
Yeah.
I'd get a crazy pump, and then we would stay in that zone the whole time. I was like, I can't figure out how to like reproduce that. So it took me about 3 weeks
Wow.
to really figure out how to get a pump early in the workout and then keep it.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
kept kind of losing it because I
Yeah.
couldn't keep the mind-muscle connection.
No, that
good.
makes sense.
It took a while, and then posing, like I was just a wreck.
Posing's tough. It's crazy. It's so silly. You feel so silly talking about how tough it is.
Yeah.
But man, posing is hard as hell.
It's really hard.
It is like I was
Well,
dying
then
on
you
that
forget
stage.
too that it's a show.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just supposed to flex and show your muscles, but it's a show. Like, people need to like you.
Yes,
The
yeah,
fans
yeah.
need to like you. The judges need to like you.
You can see, like, even in my video, you can see a lot of, there was, I think, some newer guys there, and they looked really good, but you can
Right.
see their face would be dying, they'd be inhaling and exhaling the abs, not even aware of it because they're focusing on flexing their
And
legs or their
probably the only
arms.
way you're getting away with that is if you clearly have the best build.
Right.
Hands
So
down.
That's the thing in itself, getting yourself real tense. And I mean, because like if your face represented how you feel when you're posing, it's like, but like
Yeah.
you got to be able to get into those poses and then smile.
Yeah, if you look like a dick,
Yeah.
and you're not having a good time, you're probably gonna not like you're posing very
And
much.
posing's ridiculously hard, and it's such a silly thing to be hard.
150s.
150s, let's go.
Gonna go with that country club feeling.
I set the standard with 1 rep. Can he match it?
You can get 2?
Maybe I got 2. I don't
hope
know.
so. It's probably been like a year since I've handled those guys.
It wasn't 5 either way.
It's fine. You benched
It was a lot easier when I weighed more than the dumbbells did. It's a lot harder now.
Yeah, bodyweight feels great with lifting.
Joey, do you maybe have the gym phone? Or, grab Jessica. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Check the time just to make sure I'm not.
Oh yeah, cool. Yep, that's fine.
Going good.
Is that okay?
Let's go. What do you call these farmers? What's the word for? Country club.
Double country club, because I'm not going to pick these up at all. This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining Gym. SuperTraining Gym, the strongest gym in the West. I'm here today training pecs, in case you haven't noticed. People, look at that. The W almost completely disappeared. Do that again. Holy shit balls. Unbelievable pecs. Training with my boy, Nick Wright, today. And we've been throwing around some dumbbells, and Nick has been kind of kicking my ass, to be honest with you. Well, not kind of kicking my ass. He's been kicking my ass. I squatted yesterday. I did 5 plates, then did 545. But I was cheating. I was wearing briefs, This guy did it raw, just in a pair of knee sleeves.
Naked.
And a belt and a thong. It says SuperTraining Gym, strongest gym on the West on the front. You know what I'm saying? You get my picture? And then when we benched today, I did 405 for a double, but this son of a bitch did 385, which is more impressive because he only weighs 163 pounds.
161.
161 pounds. And so we're having fun, we're throwing around some weight, and Nick has encouraged me to try all this weight here, and I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm gonna give it a try.
Because ego over everything.
Okay, that sounds great.
There. Let's go.
Give him a little tap. 1, 2.
Let's go. Smash him.
3.
Confidence. Easy. Easy weight. Come on. Up. Easy. 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 Come on. Warm up weight. Flying. Flying. Come on. Get out of your head. Let's go. Push him. Push him. Push him. Push him. Hell yeah.
Whoa. I think I got about 6 in there. I don't know standing around on efforting, but hey, at least I'm able to move around some weight still and have some fun with it.
That's pretty damn strong.
We did some incline also. I think we went up to like about 130s on the inclines.
Yeah, 140s.
140s. I just gypped us.
Yeah.
Went up to 140s on the incline, 150s on the flat. We're going to move into some other chest exercises. Make sure you're following along with what we're doing. Nick's putting up a lot of stuff on his YouTube channel with his trip here. Then also we're sharing out a lot of stuff with you guys on my YouTube channel as well. If you want to see Nick squat 6 plates, check out all that shit. Strength is never weakness, weakness is never strength. Catch you guys later.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Woo.
How you doing, Pants? You good? It's warm in here.
Still hanging on there, Chris?
Still live stream.
Still filming?
Gotta ask Andrew if anyone is watching.
Yeah. Anybody still watching over there? You know what's gross? The lake-like effect of my ass, my swamp ass, and my back fat collided together as I went back on the bench and it went. Oh, it was gross.
That is gross.
Look at that. That is just a lake of swampiness. A lot of trend in there.
You get a shirt change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a shirt for you.
He's natty now. Everything's sweated out.
Let's see what happens when we get these titties out. Oh, Nick might lose his girlfriend to SuperTraining Gym if I take this shirt off.
My girlfriend might lose me.
You know what I mean? Oh, see?
Hey.
Hey. There we go. Not too bad for an old guy, huh? Old fat guy?
Put the microphone to your chest here.
Oh, yeah.
How much,
People always want me to, they're always like, dude, you got to shave your chest. And I'm like, I need to shave my chest for like another guy? A guy off of Instagram? Like, that seems weird.
I don't understand why people like
people
openly like,
Totally works. Except to the chest hair.
Chest hair. That's so
That's
classy.
actually impressive that works.
Mm-hmm. Look at these titties.
That's classy.
You can milk these things.
You got veins and everything. Look at them.
See? Nick's getting excited. At least somebody likes it.
Andrew, what's that audio like?
I've been excited.
He's talking.
Suddenly we hit a new record high for live action.
Want to pick one more exercise? I mean, that was a lot, but you
Yeah,
want to pick
yeah.
like
Well, your call.
one more little simple
Yeah, your call, man.
dealio? All right. I think slingshot. There we go.
Just
Oh, sweet.
I'm aware. I can see. I saw all the way over there.
Wow.
Slingshot. Oh, for me? Look
This
at
is
that.
our USAPL Raw
Damn.
Max custom shirt.
Oh, no shit.
USAPL. So Nick is such a meathead that we were like sharing like some business stuff. And he said for shipping, he's like, I use USAPL. And I was like, are they expanding on like what they're able to offer or what's going on here?
YouTuber perks.
Yep.
Who do you
All right.
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
Let's do a timed dumbbell press. I'm sure you've never done one before.
Never in my life.
So we'll do like try to do 2 minutes
Okay.
with a given weight. I'll start. It's very torturous.
Sounds awesome.
That was painful.
Evidently.
Can you hear me down here?
Never. I'm not even positive what it is.
They can't hear you. They can hear the thoughts of your dick now.
Hello?
John Cena.
Hello.
If your dick could talk, what would it sound like?
CT Fletcher.
It's taking a real beating over the years. Let's just put it that way. All right, somebody put me on the clock. Somebody have a clock?
Yep. What do we want, 2 minutes?
Can somebody film the whole thing too for IGTV, or will it? Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
Joe
There we go.
Dog's got it.
There we
I
go.
got your time.
So film the whole thing, both of us going, please. Yeah, we'll both try to go for 2 minutes straight with 60-pound dumbbells.
Ooh, boy.
So Nick and I been training today, training all day. We hit up some heavy benches. He hit 385, I did 405. And now we're over here to, we did a bunch of dumbbell stuff. We did incline dumbbell, went up to the 140s and went up to the 150s on the flat. And now we're gonna do a 2-minute time press. Nick's never done it before, so I wanna see some tears coming out.
You will.
And we'll see how we do. I think we're just gonna do one set, but we might do more than one. I don't know. Probably just one. But one should be, oh, one's gonna be plenty. It feels heavy.
You can just get highlights of this.
Oh. Oh. The wire's caught on me.
Let's go.
And go.
So you're not
2.
trying to race through it, you're just trying to like figure out a way to survive.
Okay.
You do a few reps at a time and you can pause wherever you can find some sort of reprieve, but after a while there's nowhere to hide.
This sounds awful.
Anybody that ever has to do like a photo shoot or a video shoot and want to get a quick pump, it's the fastest way to it.
While talking too. It's like extra points.
Yeah. Chest is already burning. I can already smell my own armpits.
How far are we in?
Not
5
far.
seconds.
Yeah, see?
Let's go. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Halfway through.
Oh, single arms. Okay. Unilateral. Come on.
Minute 25.
Oh shit. Let's go. 3/4 of the way there.
30 seconds left.
Wow. Come on. Warm up weight. Let's go.
15 seconds. 10,
Ooh. God, man.
5, 3, 2, 1, done.
Oh,
Damn.
oh. At the end there, that's how I look when I hump. It's about as much effort I can put into it these days. Give you a visual.
Oh.
Give you something you can't get out of your head the rest of your life. Holy shit, that was hard.
Yeah, then
I was talking and maybe moving a little too fast in the early going.
this will make me sleep like a baby on the red eye.
Yeah. All right. Crying and shit your pants, you mean?
I do that all the time. That's normal.
Here we go.
We good? Timing?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Fuck. Oh, yeah. See if I can just like rely on all stretch reflex.
There you go, Nick. There you go. Yep. Doing good. Doing good. Killing it.
Is that your elbow cracking?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, mine was doing the same thing.
Snap, crackle, pop.
You have an hour left.
Cool.
You only have 1 hour to go. Main thing is just can't put them down. That's all. That's our only rule.
45 seconds in.
Come on, babe.
Pump and a half going. Just gonna flex it like going.
1 minute in.
Holy fuck. It hits you.
Yep, it
50
hits you
seconds
hard.
left.
You can do it.
Yep. So whatever you gotta do. Whatever you can handle.
Come on.
It'll all be over soon enough.
Totally.
Even when you're totally gassed and you can only move a little bit, you still feel it right through your tendons, ligaments, everything.
30
Stay with it,
seconds
stay with it,
left.
stay with it.
Come on, Nick.
Stay with it. Let's get a couple little pumpers in there. Yep, there we go. Nice, nice. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
You're fine, Nick.
Yep, yep. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it.
15.
Yep,
Come
you
on.
got it. You got it. Pain, torture. Oh!
I don't even care. I don't even care. I'll own that.
Good job.
Oh my God.
See how challenging that damn exercise is. Somebody might think like it's dumb. Why would you even try something like that? It's just something different. It's just something fun to give a shot to. And I've actually gotten a lot of great results from it. Helping with, bench 225. The boys up at Cal Strength, they've been using it. I showed a lot of the NFL prospects that last year.
Oh shit.
And a lot of 24, 25-year-old kids came in and they got killed by it, got annihilated. Great for work capacity.
Yeah.
You saw we tried to use the 60s. It was probably a little too ambitious even for us. Should probably went more with the 50s would have been ideal. Pick something really, really light, and you're only gonna have to do one set of it. Give it a shot for 2 minutes. You can also do it for 1 minute if you wanted to try a little bit heavier weight. Strength is never weakness. Weakness is never strength. Catch you later.
Whew. Man, that doesn't play.
That was a real kick in the balls.
A huge kick in the balls.
Good way to end it, though.
Oh
huh?
yeah, for sure.
Good way to end the day.
Hey, good session. Real good session. Hell yeah.
You need any beauty shots?
I think I got everything I need.
Your thumbnails
For
and
thumbnails, yep.
Why is it called a thumbnail?
Because it's only the size of your thumb.
Yeah, that's what I assume. I have no idea.
It actually says that on YouTube. I don't know why.
On the actual thing, it probably is about the size of your thumb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed on PicMonkey, if you crop it too, it's like thumbnail.
Yeah.
You can select that size. But
Thumbnail's more like square.
I don't know anything.
That was intense. Good Lord.
You want to sign off for the live stream, Mark?
Sure.
Get that shirt on. We'll get the microphone up towards your mouth.
Oh, yeah. Let's figure that out. You know about Trenbolio? Oh man, I might need help. Oh, there we go. Trenbolio. Oh, I usually need a hat. But I think I put my hat away. But yeah, like
Oh,
this.
the hat's over here. Do you want it?
Oh yeah.
You're
You
off the
could make
tee.
a hat too. You could try it.
Andrew, cut to the wide.
I can't even get my shirt off my skin.
Well, it's your traps, dude. Look at my traps.
Traps, dude.
Bro,
What the fuck?
2 minutes.
Back to me.
Mark.
Dude, why are you laughing at me? My traps are on fleek right now.
Hold
Traps AF. I can't find my microphone.
on. In the trap.
It's down here somewhere. There we go.
It's falling off your head.
You need the hat to hold it in.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, came out of the hole. All right. So today I had to show Nick Wright what it was like to train here in Northern California, right here at SuperTraining Gym. And as you can see, Nick Wright has now been wronged because look at the size of his traps. Woo! 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 We're out of here.